Yo, guys, what's up? We are live. I don't think there is anything else that I have to say aside from showing this Rayquaza booster box on the stream. What's up, guys? Are we ready? I think that's the real question. Are we ready? Because the market has been anticipating this for so long. It's not even funny. DL's being first here. What is up, brother? What is going on? Thank you for hopping in. Vegan, what's up to you, man? How you doing, man? I hope you guys are doing well. I know it is a little late. This was a last minute thing that I brought up, mentioned into the Discord chat, and they said yes, so we did it. I bought a Charmander promo for $35 last night. Which one? The one where he's on the glass, the Obsidian Flames one. If that was it, that was a steal. I also bought a Whale Loader for 8, a Omanite for 7, a Scizor IR from Obsidian Flames, and Zekrom promo for 4. I've been getting good. What? Where are you buying this? Who are you robbing right now? Who are you robbing? Karma, what's up, man? What is up? What's up? What's up? Oh my gosh. What's going Yeah, that's what it was? Yeah, that's a steal. I think market for that right now. I mean, I think you know. I have a feeling you know. Uh Concept, what's going on, bro? What's up? Yeah, I was right. I was right. No, that's damage. Sorry. Condition. Let's go back. Condition near mint. $70 right now. If you got this for $35, that's crazy. Even if it's off center and not gradable, that's crazy. I mean, but this card is beautiful. I love this Charmander. Like, this is such a fire promo. Such a fire promo. Yes, sir. What's going on, Roxy? What is up, man? How are you doing? What's going on? I wish really like I wish StreamYard really fixed this thing where it doesn't show the emotes. Like, I don't understand what's so hard about that. I really don't. But what's up, Roxy? Thank you for joining, man. I appreciate it. What's funny is I was actually going to ask Pack Hype and Broke if they wanted me on their stream because they mentioned me being on the stream so many times. I think he came in the live one day and he said something about like me being a little too cool to join their stream. But oh shoot, Vegan! I just saw you join Discord, man. Welcome, welcome, man. I thought you were in there, right? I don't know why. What's up, brother? Time to buy when shit is going down and people are dropping the ball. Yeah, yeah. This is the time to pick up deals. I'm gonna keep mentioning that Destin Rivals booster box for 3K, 500 a box. I actually linked one of the guys that joined yesterday with that guy in the UK, and he ended up getting a booster box from him as well at 3K. At least they did the deal today. So, and even though the box itself was why is my like beard sticking up right here? This bothers me so much. Even though the box had a ding in it, like a nice ding actually, it didn't matter because each box was going for 5. A 3K booster box case for 500 when market is 6 is insane. Insane. No premium and a discount. No, the link has been invalid for a bit. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. Like, it makes it so that you have to like refresh. Caught that target drop last night. Nice, bro. Well, for me, it's in the morning once again. For me, it's like 3 a.m. To 5 a.m. the drops, and I tried, bro. I randomly woke up at 3:30. I guess the Ascended Heroes ETBs got dropped, and I mean I didn't know what was going to drop. I didn't know that was going to drop, so that dropped, and I missed that, which is fine. It is what it is, right? And then I tried to hit on the other stuff, and everything was just gone. It was just like bot heaven, to be honest. There was no way, absolutely no way that I was going to get any of that. Like the way that was going, no way. I tried my best. I smashed that buy button so many times, and it just was not happening, man. Like at all. I wish it worked out other in a different way, but it did not. I tried. I know some people got lucky, but I got absolutely destroyed on that. Let me just share the link to the Discord real quick. Actually, let me bring this over here just in case I need it again. But yeah, me too. But I set my alarm: two prismatic premium and two Ascended Heroes ETBs. Wait. So the SBCs dropped? I thought they were canceled. I thought the SBCs were canceled because I didn't see it come up. I was waiting and I didn't see anything pop up for me. I gave up and went to sleep. I mean, I guess maybe if it came out another half an hour later, 45 minutes later, but I gave up on that drop. It was too insane. Too insane. Not just too insane for me to just simply sit there and continue waiting. You know, there was no way. Fino, what is going on, brother? What is going on? I didn't see any SPC. Me either. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Vegan, let us know. They did it in rotation and they had the series too. That they did have. They did have. I couldn't get that at all. I tried that as well. I tried that as well. Did not happen whatsoever. But yeah, guys, the main thing that I wanted to focus on, especially in my Discord, it's been going nonstop for I don't know how long now, is this Rayquaza set, right? Of course, I had this picture in the thumbnail, of course, because this is the hottest thing out right now. And I think we've all been anticipating it, just waiting. I think everybody wants this set. I think, honestly, I think I at least want to get one of the Japanese boxes just as a display. I think that'd be fire. And just have it in one of those Japanese acrylics. But I did want to bring up the singles here, right? Let me put it to. I want to put it to high to low, but some of the cards here aren't even worth looking at, right? Like the gold star is going to be up here. It's not even worth looking at. It's not actually. It's not even here. I don't know why, but it's not. It doesn't matter. It's not within our price range. It doesn't even matter. But just to see where these cards, where they have gotten to in the past, I don't know, almost a year, I would say, because it was a year ago that the set was leaked, right? So Odyssey, Odyssey, what's going on, brother? JS Strema, aka what is going on? Pokeblap, what is up, man? Welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Um, picked up two first partner series two for 180 each. What? What are you talking about? There's no way that you picked up two for 180 each. No, that's gotta be a lie. That must be a typo. It's gotta be I'm gonna let you write that again. I'm gonna let you write that again. Hi, I traded one of my four Ascended Heroes ETBs for one Prismatic ETB. So now I have three of both. So I could have a little more exposure to Prismatic. Do you think Prismatic will do better? For sure. I think Prismatic at some point we have to look. We did get a lot of Prismatic, right? But at some point we have to be honest with ourselves and think about what it's going to be like in a year when it's out of rotation. Look at the things people are doing. They bought it out, right? Why would somebody buy out Prismatic if it wasn't worth, right? That wouldn't make sense. So think about in a year, in less than a year, it's going to rotate out. In a year after that, it's just going to be something that's not going to be out there like that, right? Maybe we get some tens. Maybe I don't know. It seems like Pokemon's going to be focused on other things. So realistically, I think Prismatic is worth it. I think it may take a little more time to appreciate because we have so much out there. But even so, if you're going to be here for the long term, I think you're going to be more than fine with Prismatic. I have a decent amount of Prismatic. I think that's what I have the most of when it comes to anything else as of right now. So, um, I mean, I'm pretty diverse when it comes to what I've been picking up. And I've been hyper focusing more as of late, but either way, I don't think you're going to regret having Prismatic whatsoever as long as you're willing to hold, right? If this buyout didn't happen, it'd still be at $163 in ETB. But these kind of things happen in the market. So a lot of times it's better to get in early than later on because if you would have waited till after this, now you're paying $20 more per ATB, and that makes a difference when you're actually accumulating. So I don't think you'll be upset whatsoever. Yeah, Ray are gonna do numbers even in Japan for sure, especially in Japan. They love them. They had low SPC, but a bunch of Pokebrats got Discord. Yeah, it must have been some Discords. I got some stuff. Yeah, I swear. Yeah, Jay has returned. I'm here, man. I'm here. I was able to get four from Target as well, bro. I couldn't get any. I could not get any at all. I couldn't get anything. I was spamming that buy button, and it didn't work. But typing, it's cool. It's cool. Pokebonks, what is up, man? What is up? Two cases. That's insane. That I wish that was me, honestly. I'm pretty sure. So now that you're saying it properly, guys, he said he got 2 cases from his LGS for $180 each. That's insane. That's gotta be MSRP. That's gotta be MSRP. Crazy. Rev, what is going on? Welcome, brother. Welcome. I was waiting for you. I didn't know if you wanted to hop on the stream, because you said you wanted to talk about Rayquaza. If you do, I will send you the link. No problem. There's nothing to actually set up. I'll just send the link. Dakota, how many prismatic ETBs would you recommend for the long-term hold? Thank you. Listen, in reality, the ETBs take up a lot of room, right? They take up much more room than a booster box does. And now that we're further ahead, like they just cost more. So it's hard to recommend. Depending, it all really depends on your situation. How much can you afford? How much room do you have? Because one thing that I really, really hate is like I don't have any ascended heroes, right? I still want to accumulate ascended heroes, but the amount of room that takes. For example, I have 2 prismatic ETB cases. I have 2 prismatic SPC cases, and then I have various 3-pack blisters and poster collections and things like that. But the ETB cases and the SPCs, like they take up a decent amount of room. Like the width, like if you lay the SPC case down, it doesn't matter which way you put it. The width or height is about the same as 2 booster box cases, right? So, I mean, that's a lot. Like it takes up like the booster boxes themselves, are there's so much value in them, and the ETBs take up so much more room than them, and they don't provide as much value. So that's really what sucks. Like I really would like Ascended Heroes, and I'm really thinking about whether I should pick up any because it's going to take up some room. It's something to really think about. Do you have the room? Do you have the money to spend? Everything's already up there, right? Like each ETB now, what the market's now 180, 183, and I think it starts to hurt your pockets. So it all depends on what you're comfortable with. I'm comfortable with what I have for Prismatic because of the room that it's taking up right now. You know, that's really where I'm at, and I don't want to, take up all my room with Prismatic. There's going to be different opportunities. There's going to be different things, and one of the things that I talk about here a lot is your entry point, right? Your entry point. The further along we get, the worse it gets with Prismatic because it's aging, right? But then I don't want to ignore other opportunities that come up with new sets, right? Like this Rayquaza set. If I can buy into this set at a decent price, I don't want to not be able to do that because I don't have room because I picked up so much Prismatic. That's just what I'm worried about right now. I hope that helped a little bit. Rice, what is going on, brother? What is going on? Thank you for joining. Rev, I do not do any online drops. Yeah, I did get one first, just one that sucks. Yeah, bro. So I got you right now. I'll send the link. I'll send it to you through Discord. I know usually I send it to you through Instagram, but Discord is easier since you're in the Discord. Let's see. Where are you? Do I have you added here? I should have you added. If I don't, it's a crime. Yeah, I do have you added. All right, I got you right now. Got you right now. We can continue this conversation on. The Rayquaza conversation is going to be one that's going to be on here for a little while. There you go. I sent it to you directly through Discord. My LGS is awesome. Picked up 5 Ascended Heroes cases at 1100 when they drop. That's nuts. That's what I'm saying. Like you got to really treasure all that. You got to treasure when you have a LGS like yours. Like, and that's not common. More often than not, LGSs are selling at market. Every single LGS I know sells at market or a little below market, but it's nowhere close to MSRP. Nothing like that. Nothing like that whatsoever. Good for you, man. I also purchased 2 booster boxes of Destined Rivals. One of them had multiple dents. One has a tiny bit loose plastic, but not any tears. 410 each. Do you think the dents and loose pack? So most people do want very minty looking boxes, and they do want the plastic to be tight, and they don't want the dents. Is probably the worst out of the two. The loose plastic, I think some people can deal with. They're still displayable. Once you put it in an acrylic, it still looks good. If I were to like list it on eBay, I'd list it in the acrylic. That's just me because it does look good still. Pokepinner, what is up? It's been a while. I think it's been a while since you hopped in here, man. What's up, man? How you doing? And Rev is on here. Let's add him to the stage.
What's going on, fellas? What's going on?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. It's been a good day today. Been a good day today.
Oh, I was trying to make it so just make it think bigger. Good. That's what's up, man. I can't. You only picked up one at best, but I'm surprised you.
Man, that was all I could. I mean, and it was smooth. I mean, from the standpoint when I got in line, I didn't get to Best Buy until like 10:10 or something like that. I didn't stand in line. I walked in and I was like number 4, and they still had about 40 or 50 first partner boxes left. I got my one and I opened it. Hold on a second.
Integra, what is up, man? What's up? What's up? Mark says, my mindset is like worst case 360 as my guess, $10 pack, and a potential is like if it's listen. I wouldn't worry about it so much though.
I opened it. I hit the I don't even know which gen this is. Probably gen 5. The Snivy, the Ocelot.
That's a nice one. That's Gen 5. Yeah, it is Gen 5.
And then
the Tepig. Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, from the standpoint, all I know are Gen 1, 2, 3.
Right. Listen, it's not that. People love starters, bro. And Ocelot, look at the love it's getting in Black Bull White Flare. Right? Look at the love it's getting. If I were to go to it right now, what is the Ocelot at? I think the Ocelot's like over $100.
Oh, in White Flare, it's probably one of the either the top or the second highest illustration rare. I mean, it's
yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's karma. 2 unks back at it again. This guy. Pokeplane, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for you guys hopping in, man. It's kind of late. I didn't expect people to be hopping in on a Friday night, but it is Friday night. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Rev the goat in the house. Yes, he is.
Really, one of the things that I've been doing, of course, we've been talking about it on Discord. I've really been stacking, getting ready for grading, just to kind of show y'all what I'm talking about. That's all stuff that I've stacked singles to send for grading.
You already pre-graded those?
Yeah, these are pre-graded. I'll pre-grade them a couple of more times before, you look at them first time and you put them to the side. And
bro,
you just take your time.
I tell people, like, first off, Pokeblab, he's saying he wouldn't buy an ETB over 100, and there's a lot of people that'll resonate with that. They agree, and I don't blame you at all, bro. The market's just absolutely insane, and it gets to a point where it's either you choose to sit back and let it go, which is okay, or you don't. It's just it's like I wish it wasn't like that, because we're all spending more money than we wanted to. But then it forces you to make that decision, which sucks. If it was up to me, listen, if it was up to me, everything would still be MSRP, because at the end of the day, everything is still going to age. None of this stuff, like the way that everything is appreciating this quickly, kind of takes away from the growth you would experience when you buy at MSRP. Now that growth that you would have experienced from any booster box that people used to buy at under MSRP to $200 to $230, whatever you're buying now, if you could have bought Chaos Rising, I'm just being generous and not going too crazy, because I know booster boxes were like $90 before, but let's say you bought Chaos Rising at $120 and it's $230 now. That $110 of appreciation that you would have gained over time, you're no longer going to see it. I feel like some of these boxes are going to take a little more time to appreciate, because now you're starting at a higher point, and it's something that, like I said, you just got to make that choice as to whether you want to sit back and sit out, and this market kind of is forcing you to do that. But I get not wanting to buy. It needs to be over 100.
Jay, I think the thing that people need to get to that point of is that you don't need to buy everything. We've talked about, after I watched your video and you talked about refocusing. That's pretty much what I've done. I wasn't too gung-ho about Perfect Order, wasn't too gung-ho about Chaos Rising, not really gung-ho about Pitch Black. So I'm just gonna sit out and just keep my money, get back into the singles, buying the Rayquaza. As you know, I've been on it when it comes down to Rayquaza. And then just wait for the 30th and the Rayquaza set. If I miss out on those other ones spiking up, well, so be it. I mean, from the standpoint, I have a lot of stuff that I bought at MSRP that has appreciated significantly. So I think I have 21 ETBs Everything bought it for Prismatic Evolution. Everything bought at MSRP. I have 11 of the Dollar Generals. Average price was $32. My Ascended Heroes, I got 10 of those that are all at MSRP. My Destined Rivals, all at. So I'm not really. I'm just letting it ride. I mean, I'm not trying to. I mean, yeah, of course, if I go in the store and I see something that's on the shelf, ETB, yeah, of course I'll grab one and put it in the seal collection. But right now I'm just not. On the 21st, I will be at Sam's trying to get those Ascended Heroes heavy hitters. But other than that, I'm just going to put money into my single buys, things that I want to chase, and then just hold off. I mean, that's pretty much what I'm doing right now.
Right. Real quick, Mark says Mellow Widow EX from Black Bolt is hella underrated for $40. Makes no sense. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of those cards are really expensive because we didn't get much Black Bolt and White Flare. Not because every single Pokemon in there is going to be underrated. Because if you compare a lot of those Pokemon, like for example, I could argue that Gloom from Obsidian Flames is more popular than Meloetta, right? But if I looked up the Gloom, where's Gloom at? Let me just go real quick to Gloom from Obsidian Flames. I bet you it's cheaper and it's older, right? But it's more popular. Where is it? Let's look at this thing real quick. So a lot of it comes down to that, just us not having enough product, not only having enough product, but also people are not ripping a lot of these products, so it makes it harder as well. So Gloom is sitting at $29.63 compared to that Meloetta. So being that this card is actually a really nice card, like it's a pretty nice art. It's a pretty nice art. It's older. The Pokemon is much more popular. I think that Meloetta is sitting pretty good at $40 if Gloom is priced at $29. You know what I'm saying? It's just the fact that we don't have enough product to go around for Black Bolt and White Flare, and it's making it that much more scarce.
I think the other thing that people need to realize is that because of Black Bolt White Flare being such a big set, like you said, there's not a lot of it. And really the quality control, the gem rates on cards for Black Bolt White Flare are atrocious. And so those cards are going to be so expensive raw, and then to try to get them in a 10. I think that's one of the things that I've been doing when I've been going to my LCSs, picking up stuff. I've been buying pretty much any clean Black Bolt White Flare illustration rares. I don't care who it is. I mean, I bought one of somebody I can't even pronounce. But hold on. I'm gonna show you. Maybe you can. Maybe
oh my gosh!
You guys can pronounce it for me. I'm looking through the stack right now, but yeah, I just grabbed it because it looked clean, and I said, hey, when grading opens, I'll have a chance to go ahead and grade. Yeah, no, I'm just honest with it.
Guys, if bullish was a thing, right? Tell me, what is that? Tell me I'm bullish without telling me that you're bullish. Rev.
Yeah, I mean,
Rev said I bought a card of a name that I can't even pronounce. That's too funny. Oh my
I can't.
God.
I mean, I'm still looking for it. I think it's in this stack. That's just how many I have. I mean, from the standpoint of how many cards. Yeah, this is the one I picked up.
Oh, I don't even like that Pokemon.
Well, it doesn't matter whether we like it.
I know. I look at it and I'm like, what is this thing? But whatever.
Now this is also one that I think people need to be thinking about. This is the promo.
That's the Ranunculus. Yeah, the Black Star promo from the 3-pack blister.
Yeah. Now, Jay, you remember I asked on Discord about Dragon Ball Z, right?
Right.
I ripped a couple of packs. I have no clue, but this is a cool card.
that is cool.
I mean, that is a cool card. I just put it in a slab. And, before we talk about Ray, I actually went to my card shop, picked up some tag teams, just 16, 15. I mean, I just picked them up because they look clean and they're tag team.
Damn.
I know you don't have that ability that I have.
No, I don't have that. It's like you go to these stores and you could see that they have a whole bunch of slabs. And so you try to look for something worth grading and you find there was one day I went to one of these stores and they had like 4 binders, which they always have, like full of cards, and then they have cards within the glass. Bro, there wasn't one, not even the expensive ones, that was worth grading, like at all. They just take every opportunity and they take the opportunities away from the customers. It just, in reality, when you are like, I guess, in the know with what's going on in the market, you think to yourself, wow, now I know you guys really aren't trying to give me the opportunity to do anything here. You guys want it all. And then it makes you not want to support them because, it's not like a give and take. You're not making both parties happy. One more thing that I wanted to say, Mark, about that Meloetta being at $40. And not only is the product scarce, but because you have so many illustration rares of Black Bull and White Flare, it's that much harder to pull it. I forgot what because I had done the pull rates and I forgot.
I think it's
what it is.
174. I think it's 174 illustration, or no, it's like 72. So 144. It's like 72 in each set.
Yeah, but I forgot what the number is. How many packs you have to open to get to aim for a specific illustration rare?
Yeah,
and it's a crazy number. I forgot, and it's not something we're used to at all. Drunk,
yeah,
what is up, man? I know you've been busy because you haven't even been talking in the Discord. I know you've been busy. I bet your store has been going crazy.
I wonder how he did today with the Drunk, how he did with the first part in the series too. Whether or not he had a lot of activity in his store related to that.
I bet he did because he sells all the first waves at MSRP. So
yeah.
I bet he did. Right? I'd be there. I told him. It doesn't really sound like he needs the support, but I told him before, if he could sell into the U.S., like, which he can't because I think he said it's illegal,
Yes.
I'd buy. Just because it's him. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I mean. Like, if I had somebody who was a store owner like him around me that at some point struggled buying something or selling, then I support that person.
Right.
So.
And I think that's the one thing, when we talk about it in Discord, when helping people, each other out. I mean, we all, view the hobby from a different perspective. I've been doing grading for so long that I have a sense of how important it is to add value to the cards. You're going to have people who just like binders, and that's cool. I mean, if you just like binders, that's cool. But, when it comes down to it, I think we have to be ahead of where the market is going. That's how you have to view it. And right now, of course, Pitch Black is coming. A lot of focus is going to be on Pitch Black. We know that the 30th is going to come. A lot of focus is going to be on the 30th. People have no idea how big, if they're not in the hobby. I mean, if they just gotten in with the last 2 years and didn't really get introduced to the Rayquaza madness, they have no clue how big Rayquaza is.
Rayquaza is one of the coolest Pokemon to have come out. Like, it's up there. It's not. The only thing that it's a disadvantage of is the fact that it's not a Gen 1.
Right.
Right. It's not like one of the originals, but it's still one of the coolest Pokemon ever made, for sure. But that's why today, like, I wanted to make sure that we spoke about like how these cards have been performing in the last year, because this set that we're getting got leaked a year ago.
Right.
On that list that I keep talking about, that was extremely accurate with what was going to be released. And I think it actually even had the name correct as an Emerald Storm. I think the Japanese is going to be that, right? Am I correct?
Yes. Yes.
Right. So it was leaked and it was right. So it's so crazy that list had it. Right. And oh no, it's Delta Rain. Sorry.
Delta Rain is the name for the English.
Okay. So then they had it right. It's so crazy how accurate it was. But it started a year ago when a lot of these cards started spiking. Right. And they still have a little bit of time to go before they're done. This card was like $200, wasn't it? And I'm going to this one because this is my favorite Rayquaza in look, a year ago, $200.
Yeah.
Look at where we're at now, 502, and it's because of this. It's not because of just the market. This set was leaked a year ago. What else? I mean, this Rayquaza right here has been doing crazy numbers as well, clearly. Right? A year ago, $650, $670, maybe $700. We're now at over $1,000. Like, the hype that's like, people are saving money for this set.
So I believe these are three of the most. Of course, everybody knows. Those in Discord know. I've been going.
Yeah, the full art for evolving.
ham on this. And I think what people don't realize about Evolving Skies, and I'll share it here, for full art, for just the full art, it's one every 36. So it's one every booster box.
Right.
But to get a specific one, it's one every 972 packs. That's coming into the Scarlet and Violet, some of those one every 972 packs. And this is the caveat why I've kind of bought a lot of those. How many packs of Evolving Skies is actually going to be ripped over the next 3 to 5?
I mean, some for like the ripping strippers and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but the average person isn't going to be buying Evolving Skies. At least I don't think so. Some people will from time to time to, for some fun, but the average person isn't going to be aiming to spend, 40 to 50 because as we go, of course, it's aging as well, and it's going to get more and more expensive to open. So,
and so what you wind up having is that what's on the market, and what's on the market is on the market right now. So if you delay and keep delaying, people like you and I and others like Karma are going to be sniping those really nice quality cards because people say, well, I'm going to hold it for now. But then when the Rayquaza set actually gets here, you're going to go looking for these cards, and what you're going to find are the ones that are really not grade worthy. And so that's why, and my play. I mean, I've been picking up the PSA 9s, the CGC 9s, because I just believe once I get them in hand, look at them, regrade and crack and resend, all it takes is one. I mean,
and even the 9s that aren't gradable are still going to grow in value anyways. So or you know what, it might even be worth cracking them and selling them back raw. Either way, because of the value that it's going to have. So, sadly for me, like I said before, being that I look at the market so much, there are so many different opportunities that I talk about, like in my videos, and the same way how I'm talking about them, I am actually actively looking at all these opportunities. So a lot of the times I'm doing things and I forget about 3 or 4 opportunities because I've already, made a play on like 7. And it made me, like, for example, the Rayquaza was one that I forgot about. Like I really forgot about it. But and this is where people took my last video out of context, where I was talking about getting Destined Rivals and I didn't focus on Ascended Heroes. And people were like, well, Ascended Heroes are still a really good set. You could still, and I'm like, that wasn't the point of the video. The point of the video was for you to stay on track with whatever goal you had set in mind for yourself, to not get distracted, right? So in a sense, I'm really glad that I didn't go for the Rayquaza thing, because even though it is a good play, I feel like these right here, for example, that I spoke about, are also good plays. Like, do we not see the growth in this card right here?
And I'm only buying cards. They are hard to gem.
And bro, look, I'm telling you, every single one that I picked up, like I've taken my time to pick these up, and look at this sealed one. Look how perfect this sealed one looks.
Yeah.
Like a 10 in this, what is it? The last I saw in a 10 was over 1K.
Correct.
Right. And it's been fluctuating. I don't know what it is right now, and I'm not even concerned with it. These are cards that I think that in the long term are going to do really, really well. So I'm very happy that I didn't see those, because I picked those up, and I even picked these up. Look at how perfect this one looks, because I stayed on track.
That was grade too. We know
look at this one. This one is 1,500 in a 10. 15. And so the video was basically like, if you, as a collector, as people who grew up with Pokemon, you should know what's going to work. Like, how, guys, this Charizard and Mewtwo right here, this battle scene, and the fact that there's another one with the Crown Zenith at Mewtwo's perspective, like, I think that's like an easy win. If there's a card that's going to grow, why not this one? And it's a promo, and it's really hard to gem as well. Both the Greninja and this card are really hard to gem.
Right.
I don't know if you know the gem rate on this one. I think I put it in that one video, but it's pretty significant. Like, it's a low gem rate.
I don't think it's over 20%. I don't think.
No, I'm like 1,000% sure it's lower than that. Watch. I'm gonna find it right now. I'm just gonna go to price charting real quick, get the information, because I had already done the math before, but I can't remember it. So I'm just gonna look it up real quick and just give you the numbers. I'll do the math right now. So we have 9,000, right? So let's do it as I read off the numbers. We have 9,172 tens out of 57,217.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a 16% gem rate.
I knew it
16.
was under 20%. I knew
Yeah.
it was
16 is right on par with the Magic card from Paldea Evolved. Now the
right.
Greninja is like a 5% or like a just under 5. So but they're both really hard to gem. 16 is already hard enough. 5 is even worse. But that's right on par with the Magic card from Paldea. And
You know,
it's
it's like
insane.
this card. I wish it had not, if the centering had not been just a little off
Right. I
on
wish I
that,
had that card.
because, you know, people talk about Moonbryon, but there's like thousands and thousands. I mean, there's over like 10,000 Moonbryon PSA 10s. But I think the last time I saw it, there was only like 3,900 or 3,300 PSA 10s in the Sunbryon. And there were a lot. I mean, people sent a lot of those in. It does not,
Yeah.
I think it has a 30% gem rate or something like that.
Right.
The Boomerang has like a 60%.
Right, because Sword and Shield had much better quality
Right.
control. And I'm sorry that you know, I'm having this conversation with Rev and the comments. I see them, they're freaking building up, and it's too hard to keep up with the conversation because this is a conversation that we definitely wanted to have here, especially with the Rayquaza set coming out. And one of the biggest plays on the market, if you weren't already aware, which some people were, some weren't, it was these plays right here. And I know I keep going back to the screen, but like I said before, how these cards have changed in the last year. This card right here was not expensive. This was not expensive at all. This card a year ago, guys, $87. We're now at 218 market. There's a listing at 400. Another one at 6. There's only 2 on TCG Player. If you go on eBay, you're gonna have a really, really hard time finding this card in good quality, good condition, and for a good value. Like, it's insane. This card was under $100. The Starmie V was the most expensive trainer gallery, and this was second to it. And this one's now first by far. Like the Starmie V had no reason to move, so it's still at $100. This card was under $71, while the Starmie V was at $100. Now it's $218. Look at this listing, 266. What do you think you're gonna find on eBay as well? Look, same thing. They're all 216 or higher. Like, it's insane what these cards have done. So there is other plays to be made. Like, you can still pick some of these up, and they're still gonna grow in value. But the people who really have the ones that are really going to succeed the most, at least, and see the most games, are the ones that have been doing it for some time now, because this set was released, like it was leaked a year ago. So that's one. But this can also be a lesson, because this is not the last set to ever come out, and it's not going to be the last set to come out with a very, very popular Pokemon. We have Lucario coming out in January, another very popular Pokemon. I don't know why Lucario on YouTube doesn't get talked about much, but he's very popular. Lucario is one of the most popular Pokemon out there, and he's releasing in January. And there's going to be plays being made for that the same exact way with singles. For some reason, especially in this market, people are looking for opportunities with everything. So every single time a set comes out, I promise you, there will be people pumping these cards. And whether you want to, I guess, be okay with it in a sense or not, like, it's not going to be a choice of yours. The market's going to move with or without you. You have to adapt, right?
Hey, Jay, you remember I told you the one thing that I had to do, because I'm a collector. I'm a collector at heart.
Right.
There are things I want to collect. But when I transition and say, okay, I'm going to start thinking a little bit more like a business person, even though you may not, it's kind of like the card, I don't even know the name of it.
Right.
Normally, I would not even buy that card. But as a business person, you start thinking, okay, if I make this play and it gets the 10 and move it, I could then move that into something that maybe I want to hold for my collection. And that's the same way with Rayquaza. A lot of people are saying, well, you know, I'm not really a fan of Rayquaza, but if you're going to do this as an investment, Rayquaza has a huge following. When you look at, I put a all-time Rayquaza video of someone that they made it 3 months ago, and the Rayquaza full art from Revolving Skies at that time was $25. 3 months ago, it was $25. I looked on TCG Player before we got on, And I think there's one that's listed. Of course, they don't have pictures. One that's in the 50s, but I think the most from a reputable seller, they're probably already at $90. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yep.
so
Same on eBay.
that's in 2 days. Imagine as it goes further and further out, the closer we get to there, that people are eventually going to realize how difficult that card to find in, just like anything from Evolving Skies. Anything you pull from Evolving Skies is not an easy hit.
And as you know, it's funny. In one of my videos, I said that one of the things that I want to be targeting are 151 SIRs and IRs because they're going to age really well. They're all Gen 1. So I don't care what anyone says. They're tired of seeing Gen 1. I've heard that so many times. I'm tired of seeing Gen 1. We have so many different. Nobody cares, bro. To be honest, just the market doesn't care about your feelings. And Gen 1 is it's what it is. It's number one. And it's almost like Gen 1 and everything else is filler, whether you like it or not. Yes, Gen 2 is amazing. I grew up with Gen 2. I played all the games. I love Gen 3. Gen 4 is amazing as well. But when it comes to this market, like Gen 1, it just trumps all. And so I want to target 151 IRs and SIRs. And the other one that I said, even though they're expensive, is the illustrations for Evolving Skies, because
Right.
it even though it's aging, it really has not aged that much yet. It's not as Sun and Moon ages yet. Like, it's gonna age more. They're gonna get more expensive. People are not gonna open those boxes. There's gonna be fewer and fewer of those to go around. So it's funny you're mentioning that. Nobody's gonna open them. They're really hard to pull. Like, it's insane. So I want to accumulate some Evolving Skies, cards over time, even though they are expensive. One every few months. I don't care how long it takes, especially in a bear market. Like, I'll definitely take advantage of those singles, right? But just to show you guys, like, I make these videos, and I talk about staying ahead and adapting to the market. And I'm telling you guys about how people that are going to succeed are those that were buying the Rayquazas or have been buying the Rayquazas, because buying them now, you're really chasing the market now. It's really tough. You're chasing the market. You're not going to find good quality cards, and you're buying at really inflated prices. So here's my purchase list from eBay. This is actually me. This is mine. Lucario set's coming out in January, baby. I'm telling you, I'm not gonna wait. By the time once we're like a few months away from the Lucario set, what's gonna happen? Bought these, you know, a few of them actually like this card a lot. Another one here. What is that? Three? I bought this shiny, three of these. Another side duck that I showed in my video, two side ducks, three actually. Lucario full arts as well. Another full art here, this full art again, like, and then a few other 151s that looked really, really cheap to me, so I bought them, and some of these Zekrams that have low gem rates, right? But I practice what I preach, and it's for a reason. Eventually these cards are going to be expensive, and they're not going to be $5 for this full art. It's not going to be $7 here. These are going to be like maybe $20 cards at the time, maybe more. I'm just trying to be, optimistic, and I'm not trying to be too optimistic, is what I'm saying. These could be $20 full arts. We're seeing what the Rayquaza ones are doing already. These full arts that are actually older, the GXs are, look, I've got one for 49, one for 50. These could easily be $100 when the time comes. And then what are these going to be? These are more expensive. Like, so just think about like things like that.
What's the Lucario with the black border? I'm trying to remember. I saw somebody.
Lucario with the black border. Oh, that's the me and Karma were talking about it. That's the from something fists. What is it called?
Furious Fist.
Yes, that's a Furious Fist one. That's a nice looking one. That one has been a lot harder to find. That's
Right.
exactly why you don't see one on my purchase list. It's been a lot harder to find in good condition. Every single one that I find, if it's not off center, it has some damage. And then the ones that are off center are like in immaculate conditions, but not gradable. And I want cards to grade.
And it's kind of like with the with Rayquaza, Celestial Storm has a really, really nice, has a black border on it, and it is hard to find one that's grade worthy because it has black. It's just like with sports cards. When you have a black border, of course we know the backs are blue, but the chipping, you can see all of that so easy. It's, you can miss things, but when it's black border or something, you're going to see every nick, and if you can see it, of course the people who are grading them are going to see it as well.
And then, like, I also try to tell people, like, when you are gonna look for especially singles, like, don't waste your time. Like, don't rush is what I mean, because the moment you rush through something, you're gonna miss some kind of whitening, you're gonna miss the centering, you're gonna waste your time and your money, right? And I go so far as to zooming in, I make the picture widescreen, and on my screen, I'll use this clear ruler. I'm not even kidding. I'll measure both borders. I'm not even kidding. And every time I zoom out the card, it keeps getting to a half an inch per border. So if it's perfect, it'll be half and half, and even though it's blown up, the dimensions of a card stay the same. It's 1-to-1, you know what I mean? Like border to
Right.
border. So I'll go as far as that to buy a card that or to look at a card that's grade worthy, because I do not want to waste my time at all. If anything's off the slightest, I don't buy it. I'm not gonna waste my time or my money.
Tell you one of
So
the things I'm going to do. Of course, I pulled the most don't know about Riftbound. Pulled the Jinx. I'm hoping it pristines. It has a great possibility of pristining with CGC. And the reason I did that, of course, I can get it back. It should be back next week. The last one sold for 2.5K. And so what I plan on doing is selling it and move some of that money into one
right.
of the nice grails of Rayquaza. So then I'll be able to have one of those big cards, because that's really how you level up your collection. I
Yeah.
mean, you take other cards, whether it's sports cards or whether other characters, and then you get into some big cards. I heard that the Gold Star Rayquaza in a 9 goes for like 50K in a 9. So I
That's a
don't even.
really, really nice looking card. Then you see, that is why this Greninja is like, it's the only one of its kind.
Yeah,
I know that it has that ugly stamp, but it's still the only one of its kind,
not a
and it
reprint.
also looks amazing. And it's a
Yeah,
very, very popular Pokemon. So that card is amazing. That Rayquaza looks really cool.
I
That does
think
look
that
really
one,
cool.
but I want that e-reader that Karma just
Yeah,
got. That's his. And I know I talk a lot like sports, but
as
that
well.
is that one there. That is his rookie card. That is the first introduction to Rayquaza, the very first one.
Yeah, pretty quick. Let me try to catch up on some of these. I'm
Yo,
gonna
yeah,
make an
go ahead.
attempt. I'm gonna
Hey,
make an attempt to go
I'm
through it
gonna catch
quickly.
up. I'm gonna be talking. I'm gonna get online, and just be talking in the comments. But what I'll say at the end, if you want Rayquaza of anything, I know Jay put something in the Discord. You don't have to find the big ones. There are some smaller cards that, if you can find them in good quality, I look back and I think I put in how much they're going. So he had a couple that actually in a 10 go for $150 or $200. I mean, if you're buying them for $5 or $6, get them graded. I mean, the ROI is tremendous. So if you want Rayquaza, my recommendation to everybody is get on top of it, because people like me, I'm just a small one. There's some people out there
Oh
that are
yeah, oh yeah.
huge that are buying up everything you can
With
name.
connections. Yeah.
So
Yep,
I'm gonna get off. I'll
100%.
be still on. I'll be in the comment section. But appreciate you, Jay. Appreciate what you do.
Yes, sir.
Hey guys, like, so the stream can go out.
Thank you for stopping by, man. All right. So, what he was actually talking about was, I know people like to stick to certain apps. They use a collector app and stuff like that. I've said this many times, I'll use whatever app I can for what they're good at, right? Like whatever tool that I feel that they're going to be good for. So price charting, I love, because it has the PSA 10 values there. It has like a market value there. It shows you all the recent eBay sales, and I get to go into eBay from there. Just click on a link and look at the populations, right? So, but the app is very different than what we're seeing online, and I'm going to show you what I mean, because when we go to price charting, right, and I search, right, I already did it. I already searched Rayquaza. It's only showing me grade 8 right here. It'll still show me, well, popularity. We're gonna go to high to low, um, and it's still gonna show me the ungraded value, but still grade 8. But it's gonna show me all the values right here for these cards, right? But if you go on your phone, and I don't know why it's different on the phone with the app. So of course the app, the price charting app, and I just simply search up Rayquaza, right? Now it's showing me the listings just like on the site, right? But the difference here is that it only shows me the PSA 10 value, only raw and only PSA 10. So now, if you're looking for the more affordable cards, which there's a decent amount of Rayquazas, so it shows all hollows, uncommons, commons. You just scroll down to the, I guess, to the price points where you're comfortable at buying, right? And of course, keep in mind, this is based on eBay sales. So when you do go look for them, they may vary depending on quality, but it should be pretty close, right? So let's say if you're willing to spend within the $20 range, and I'm going to get to the right to the point where the $20 range is. Now you have this list of cards that are either 20. I mean, because I scrolled to this point, right? So $20 for that bottom, that Rayquaza EX from Dragon Exalted. They're in the PSA 10 for $1,137. It's a $20 card though, right? And then you have another one at $20.79, which looks like a hollow rare from a Dragon Vault at $855 and in PSA 10. So just being able to access this information is already a big deal, right? Because you can access any Pokemon, look at every single one of their cards and their PSA 10 values, right? And then now you're seeing the price difference or discrepancy between the PSA 10 and the raw. So that's what I would do, right? Like if you see how I just showed you guys my purchases for the Lucario cards, I literally put in Lucario and then I looked in to the cheaper price ranges with full arts, starting with full arts because I think full arts are actually pretty undervalued and they look amazing when they're slabbed. So from full arts up to that shiny GX card, just scrolling and looking for cards that are within a price range that I'm comfortable with and that I could buy a decent amount of so that I could actually grade them. So it's just something for you guys to look at. Something that he didn't realize because I guess he probably doesn't have the app. How many people have the price charting app? Most people have TCG Player, the Collector app. They have Poke Data, maybe the Shiny app. But I don't think a lot of people, for some reason, don't use the price charting app. I think it's a very valuable tool to have for various different reasons, and that's one of the coolest ones. So if there's ever a Pokemon that I'm looking for, I'm going to go there, right? So if I want to look for Pikachu cards because I think that they're going to have growth, I'm going to put Pikachu in there, and I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to find the price points that I'm comfortable with. So just I guess like a tip for you guys to be able to look, and then from there on, search because it gives you everything: the name, the number of the card. It just makes it easier, and the price points, like I said, with the PSA 10 values. So but let's finally go back to the comments. I know I'm like behind and like I already see that I'm behind freaking 30 minutes. The last thing I saw was Pokepinner said the last booster box he bought on release was Dexter Rivals booster box. I agree. Games are already being priced in, and that's actually I actually hate that. You're seeing that all over the place. You keep hearing people saying this is not overvalued because think about what it's going to be a year from now. Well, we're not at a year from now, so yeah, don't value it that way. Like it's disturbing to me, to be honest. I'm seeing that happen. I'm seeing a lot of vendor clips and people not wanting to sell because they think that there's going to be a spike in the card. At the end of the day, we're not there, so you shouldn't be selling at that price point. And I think it's honestly for me, I think it's kind of scummy, to be honest. It's greedy. It's scummy. Karma, Sam's Drop in person or online? I have no idea. I don't even know what Sam's Drop you're talking about, to be honest. You gotta let me know what you're even talking about. Mario, what's up, guys? All the way from Maui, Hawaii. What's going on, man? Welcome. I think it's in my future to be visiting Hawaii one day. There's somebody close to me that wants to visit Hawaii really badly too. Picked up Chaos Rising, 6 ETBs for 60 each. I guess I'm bullish. Those are the regular ETBs though, so don't expect them to take off an insane amount. Of course, the Pokemon Center ones are exclusive, so they'll be much more valuable. But $60, I don't think I've seen anyone buying for $60. That's pretty cheap. That's a pretty nice buy. Both those cards that look like Sly. Oh my god, I don't even know where he's at. Picked up cards, $75 to $180 range. They always age like fine wine. Yeah, like I said, you have to see. You just have to have the foresight. If you first off, it's a choice you make. It's your money. But if you believe in it, then stick to it. And that's one of the things that I was preaching earlier. And a lot of opportunities out there that I don't think people are seeing, that I am willing to pick up and take advantage of if I can, right? Especially if it's at the price point where I'm comfortable with. Another card, low gem rate, pretty good returns in the PSA 10. I think it's a really nice card, and I think it's going to do well long term. It is Eevee, right? Really popular. 69 and 70. I don't know what you're talking about at 69 and 70. You have to let me know. I'm so behind. So I'm trying to catch up, and this was done a half an hour ago. So drunk. I'm so tired. I sold out on pre-orders for Series 2. Sold them at 26 Canadian. That's sick. That is amazing. 1 second, guys. Somebody's knocking. Sorry, guys. My goddaughter wants to run in here, but she will be uncontrollable. If I would love to have her here, but she's not going to stay still, so it's not going to work. um, hey, my boyfriend Jimmy Fly and his friend Rice Farmer Tony are splitting the. Oh, nice! You mentioned in the Discord. We plan on opening the case and splitting it. We will keep you updated. Nice. Enjoy. I mean, I don't know if they're holding or ripping, but you know, I'm glad that they took advantage of the opportunity. What do you think about Destin Rivals booster boxes for a long-term investment? I think they're one of the greatest long-term investments. Um, just people are going to want to reminisce one day, and the nostalgia is going to be there for that with the Team Rocket sets out there. This is the first one in what, 20 years? A little over 20 years, I believe. That case that they're splitting, I bought the same exact case. I'm not splitting it though, but I bought it for myself. So I'm bullish on the set. I think that it's going to perform well. It's what I'm doing. So I hope that it works out. Of course, we're all speculating, right? There's always a risk to every investment you make. But I think out of the ones, if we were to rank them, I think Destin Rivals is clearly one of the better ones. Hot take: if those 30 Pika cards that come one in every pack are crazy cheap, I'm buying 100 plus each. A good play, people. Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah, easy. I don't know if I said this in the Discord, but I know I said it on stream. I don't really care to buy into the 30th sealed, like to put away. I think that when the bear market, I think there's going to be a bear market from now till the 35th anniversary. So at some point when that bear market comes, I'll take advantage of those. But I'm definitely going to be looking to pick up those singles, the Pikachu's, and if I could buy some things at a decent price to rip, I would love to try to pull that Crystal Lugia. So yeah, the singles are going to be the target for me for sure. I got that in a 9 for 14 bucks, and I'm sorry that I'm so behind that I don't know what you're talking about. Got that in a 9 for 14 bucks. What card? We talked about too many. We talked about too many. I'm sorry. All right, what's going on, man? It's been a while. How are you doing, man? How are you doing? Nines in my local shop, they are very close to raw level. Yeah, I mean they should be close. Most of the time, the values of nines are close to raw. Even though honestly, I think nines should be valued more than just raw, because if it's going to be the same value, it has to be raw near mint plus. It's got to be. There's too many people out there trying to claim their cards are near mint, and they're not. They have damage, they have whitening. At a certain point, you're going to have to list it at light play, because that's just not realistic, to be honest. I have a Kendra EX PSA 8 and Jolteon PSA 8. I'm going to crack them and sell them raw. Yeah, exactly. Even if you buy those cards, that's the funniest part. If you buy a card that's PSA 8 and looks near mint, you can sell it raw, and it's going to sell for that raw price, which is more than PSA 8. That's why I think that the PSA 9 value should actually be more than the raw value, because all it's telling you is that the card is off center. There are so many PSA 9s that are near mint plus to mint, and all they are is off center. So the video about distraction is so real. Yeah, but it's true. I almost got distracted on things, and if I would have kept looking on for Lucario singles, then I would have bought these Lucario cards that I know are going to do well in January. I would have bought these Greninjas. I would have bought the Charizards, the promos, so. That's 2.5K. Oh, that's a Greninja you're talking about. That's crazy. I didn't even remember. Nice, yeah, exactly. Nice condition. I'm trying my best. Tried graded Greninja, came back at 8 with extra whitening after submitting with GameStop. With extra whitening? What do you mean by that? Like they damaged your card, or you just had extra whitening on it? Let me know. I'm trying to work my way through the comments as fast as possible. I have the Charizard one with uncut corners, so like an arrow. That's crazy. Rayquaza would go mad. Yeah, Rayquaza is gonna go nuts. Mega Lucario XY for a Royal Seeker. Yeah, January is gonna be a time for Lucario. Lucario is gonna have its time in the sun for sure. I want to play devil's advocate versus grading as a business. For the time it takes to grade, yes, I could definitely make more in trading up through that card into others, etc. Like way fast. Yeah, I believe it. But you're a store, so you don't have to like look for buyers. You know, they come to you. That's the difference right there. You are gonna be able to churn and burn so much faster because you have access to buyers. That's the biggest thing there with you. And that puts you in a situation where you can just win and take advantage of it, of course. Yellow borders to the moon. You know, yellow borders are nice. It really brings you back. And I think they're nice. They have, like I said, they have their place. They look really nice. I don't think that people can say that yellow borders aren't nice. They've always been. People have always loved them. But the silver borders, of course, are nice as well. I don't think Pokemon is doing anything wrong between yellow and silver. I think that it wouldn't hurt if they went back to the yellow. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that people love them either way. But centering is not the end of the story for sure. It's not. Furious Fist Lucario, very hard to gem. Yes. Got a CGC Pristine 10 Gold Star. Wow. That's not easy to get. That's harder to get than a PSA 10. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty nuts. Do you recommend to grade vintage holo? My collection isn't pristine, but I want to have graded cards for my holo cards. Thank you. Well, it's your personal collection. So in reality, it means that it's not going to matter the grade that it's going to come back, right? Because you're not trying to move these cards. It's your personal collection that you want to have, that you want to keep. So it doesn't matter the number it comes when it comes to the grade, but you'll at least keep it in the condition that it's in from that time moving forward, right? You're no longer going to be able to damage that card. You're not going to scratch it any further, and you'll be able to display it really nicely. So as a collector for yourself, of course, I would definitely recommend grading it so that you could just enjoy it the way that you want. This guy, Rev with the ungrip. This guy. I strictly use price charting, buying, selling, and trading. Yeah, it's worth it. I think every site has something to offer. I mentioned price charting, of course. TCG Player, when it comes to seeing near mint values, I think it's worth it. That other site, what is that other site called? Where it was showing the what was this site called? Where it was showing the gem rates of the total set gen rate. I think it's really nice to know as well that you can go into a set, rip, and expect a gradable card like you can from Ascended Heroes. So I think they all have some kind of value. So I just try to use each tool the way I can. I think Karma was asking about the Sam's Club Ascended. Oh, that one I don't know. I believe it's going to be online, like for sure. But I wouldn't be surprised if they cancel the in-person like they did for the Prismatic SPCs because people just don't know how to act. Yeah, I like around 50. They will do good. Oh, cards around 50. Yeah, exactly. They're just within range. Within a certain range, you feel comfortable. You can start accumulating. I think it's worth. Love the EV SPC promo. Yeah, 100%. I think the card's going to do well. I really think it's a really nice card. And I forgot. I think I showed it. Didn't I show it in one of my videos? What is this? EV 174. I think it's like $300 and something in a 10. And I think it has not like a horrible or great gem rate. It might be like 30%. I can't remember. In a 10, it's up to $415. I think it's rising. Yeah, it's on the rise. It was 300 and something a few days ago, 395 actually. We're at 415 now. So in a 10, right? In a 10, see original listing. There are 4,038 in a 10 and out of 18,808 graded. I should have left the calculator out. So 4,038, 18,803. It's a 21% gem rate. That's pretty tough. That's not easy to hit. That's pretty tough. And I closed the calculator again like a moron. But yeah, it's pretty tough. And I think it's a really nice card. And I think it's going to age well. And as time moves forward, people will open it. Of course, they will open that SPC. But at the same time, it's going to get harder and harder to get that card, in a 10. Clearly, it doesn't grade well already. So how cute. Let her rip some packs. She will destroy the card. If my God, she's only 5. So if she were to rip a pack, she will destroy it. But I do plan on getting some packs for her to rip actually. So I have some MSRP packs, like a whole bunch of Chaos Rising. I think I bought that Perfect Order collection box Drunk likes talking about. Um, there was a drop, not this Friday, last Friday. I picked up like Chaos Rising booster bundles, 3-pack blisters, ETBs. So I will set some packs aside. I do want to get her to open some packs. She does like Pokemon cards. I gave her a binder. She's been putting cards in there. They could be common. You know how kids are. It doesn't matter what they are. If they're cute and she likes them, she'll take them. And sometimes she just wants to take every single card, which is hilarious. But she will. I will get her to open some, and it'll be fun. You know what's funny? I feel like it's gonna break my heart when she pulls like the top chase, and I couldn't pull it. It's gonna suck. It's gonna suck. Sunday will drop online and inspire on the same day. What does that mean? What do you mean by that? Inspire. Lots of nines. Well, 10 if you send them enough times. Yeah, I've heard that. What is that? PSA stand for? Please send again. Please submit again. Adro, what's going on, brother? What is going on? How are you doing, man? Good, good. Yes, buy perfect. But I bought them to rip. I bought that perfect order stuff from that collection box, and it has 2 phantasmal flames. I want to rip it. I want to, if I could pull that Charizard, that'd be amazing. If I could finally pull the Clefairy, which I never had, it'd be amazing. I'd love to grade the Clefairy. I think it's the best card in that set. The Meowth is nice as well, right? But yeah, so this is the list that I was talking about for Rayquaza. Like this, Rayquaza, this set's gonna go crazy, guys. Oh my god. Have you guys seen just to show you this, I'm gonna go to Instagram real quick. Have you guys seen Henry like this? Not that everyone it feels the same and will go this crazy over a card. But let's see Henry Poke Corners. Have you guys seen this guy tatted Rayquaza on his head? Did you guys know this? Look at this. Did you guys see that? It's in reverse, but that's Rayquaza, and there's the hand, and I mean, the hair's covering it a little bit, but he's got Rayquaza tatted on his head. How crazy is that? Like it's really cool. It's a really good art. Like the way the artist did it, it looks really good, but it's also really ballsy, is what I'm saying. Really ballsy. But he's got a ton of tats, and it looks really good. It was a job well done, to be honest. But pretty sick, pretty sick. And just like I said, ballsy, right? The people love Rayquaza. I've seen multiple Zards come out of those Zard cards. Don't play with me, okay? Don't try to make me feel like I'm gonna pull that thing and to keep buying your box, okay? Does anyone else have a shoebox full of top loaders with price tags from card shows? How you're too lazy to rip off and just use a new? Yeah, well, I do like this. Look, like when I get them from eBay sometimes, or from like Whatnot, they do come like this. Sometimes with the stickers on them, sometimes they have the price tags on them. And I know some people don't like Whatnot, but there are some like really trusted sellers on there, which I will go to. What's funny today, I got recognized on Whatnot. I said something on the stream. I was looking for Gen 3 starters, as I was with Drunk the last time, and I also got the reverse Trico Drunk, and it looks amazing. I can't wait to get it in hand. So I asked for a card, and somebody said, "It's like, what's the word?" I'm losing my train of thought here. I can't even get words out. Um, but I couldn't believe it. I asked for something, and the guy's like, "Yeah, Jay Ketchum." My God, he goes, "Are you the real Jay Ketchum?" I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, "What do you mean the real Jay Ketchum?" I asked him, I was like, "What do you mean?" And he was like, "The YouTuber." I'm pretty sure I saw a video. There was a guy named. I was like, "Oh crap, that was me." And then other people in the stream were like, no, recognizing who I was. It was like, I was like, "Wow." I didn't even know what to say. They all started adding me on Whatnot. It was pretty funny. In store, sorry, bro. Nah, you're good, brother. So you were saying a Sunday drop and in store on the same day. Okay, cool, cool, cool. There is no Sam's by me, so it is what it is. I don't have that opportunity once again. For me to get to a Sam's, I would have to drive like an hour and a half, which I'm not willing to do. I'm not willing to drive an hour and a half to maybe get something. That's nuts. LOL, hold up. Totally showing you proof. Please hold. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna rip it once it comes. I'm gonna rip it. Where's my? Let me see. Perfect Order, Rowlet and Dedenne, Chaos. No, Perfect Order is Clefairy. Will the real JayKetchum please stand up? Xerneas, yeah. Xerneas, yo. You know, guys, I only showed you a few. I'm not even gonna grab the rest. There's just too much to grab. Because I've been picking up a ton. Like, yes, I did show that the more expensive cards for the long term, right? Like the Charizard, the Greninja, that's for like down the line. Like I feel like they're gonna age really well. I can grade them now if I want to, sell some off if I want to. I have considered it, don't get me wrong. But outside of that, right? The EV, I'm moving the EV to the side, and that's also going to be a long-term thing too. Right? That's the Mega Charizard from the UPC. But then look, this is like short-term. Like I don't know if it's worth holding long-term or not, but like, yeah, everything that I see, I can't even see what I'm showing you guys. And the glare is too much. Would this help? Maybe. Now it's blue. Now it's blue. But these are the chest pins, right? Got like 6 of these. Then I got some Xerneases, which were a little harder to find, and more expensive. So what is that? 4 Xerneases, which is also this is also the same artist that drew the Umbreon from Prismatic, right? So then I got some like 6 Rowlets. I did get some Metangs. Let me put it back here. And then the Gold Duck and Psyduck, and then Snorlax. I'm just picking up things that I think are going to do well at some point. But even the Metangs, I have like 6 of those as well. So just I don't know, guys. If I see potential in something, I'm just trying to pick it up now. I'm not going to sit here and wait for the opportunity to go, because the grading scene is so aggressive right now. Like people are picking up everything worth grading, and they're grading it, and I don't want to leave the opportunity out there for them to grab and then I can't grab it. At least now, even though I have it, right? I don't have to rush to go get it. Like I've got it now, so I can sit comfortably with what I've accumulated. If I want to keep getting more, I'll keep picking them up, but at least there's a start to it. Um, and things like Rowlet and Chespin both being starters, I think are easy pickups as well. Metang being the second evolution in the evolution line for Metagross. I think, of course, Metagross is the one that gets the most love out of all. But I think that's a really, really nice art there. And I think that at some point people will like something like that. Just like, Charmeleon and War Turtle. They don't get as much love. They never do. But they're still nice to have. I think that they're worth having, so for when people do want them. Post it in your Discord on their singles. Let's see. Wow. Listen. Yeah. Both the Lopunny and the Charizard. It's so funny. People were like making memes out of the Lopunny, and at the end they were even it's not even valuable anymore. It started off like decently valuable and now it's gone. But the Charizard though, that thing has taken off. It's nuts what it's doing. When PSA open value again, even with 50 card minimum, they will get slammed. Yeah, it's going to be a while. By the time they open up, by the time you submit and then get yours back, it'll probably be like a year, honestly. I am looking to possibly go in person and submit in their New Jersey facility, because I live in New York. So I think it'd be cool to go for a ride, and maybe visit some shops while going there and just delivering them, so I don't have to wait for it to get shipped. Just get it done as soon as possible and drop it off there, and submit there, and then do what I got to do and hang out in Jersey or something like that. And then I'll go ahead and do your grade to consignment. After that first submission, I'm going to do the grade to consignment with your guy if he opens up as well. So I know because he closes stuff down too. The other thing people forget is that digital rip companies need slabs. Yeah. I keep hearing about people saying something of about like us entering the wax era of Pokemon where there's going to be too many slabs. I don't know if that's going to be entirely true, just because of those companies. And I also feel like I also feel like there's so many more collectors out there than there are slabs. Like even with all of this stuff that's getting graded, like for example, yes, PSA had 17 million cards in their backlog, right? But do you think every collector wants one slab or several? And then clearly those 17 million aren't the same Pokemon, right? So it's just something to consider. I mean, it sounds crazy when you think about it, like it's 17 million. Oh my God, it's so much. But nobody wants one slab, right? And none of those are the same Pokemon. Like, yeah, there are duplicates within those 17 million, but there are going to be so many different cards getting graded. The variety is going to be insane, right? So, and like he said, those digital companies, they're gonna want slabs. They're gonna need them. So a Sunday heavy hitter should help with the pack price and flood the market like Prismatic did. If they do a bundle at Costco like Prismatic around the same time, we could have another Prismatic situation. Yeah, aka another opportunity, which is what I'd be looking for sure. That to me is going to be the biggest thing, and that's something to look out for. While some people are going to be crying and say, "Oh my God, this is what you're going to see this just like you saw this with Prismatic." You're going to see the thumbnail saying, "Oh my God, Ascended Heroes is crashing." That's when you go and you say, "All right, this is my opportunity to accumulate." Now that we're at a cheaper price point, that's where you want to be. And then look at the pack per price, look at the other collection boxes, whatever may dip in value because of it. Yeah, that's where you take advantage. Yeah, to get packs and cards, 100%. Heavy hitters in store and online July 21st. There's also big slabs people that leave the market. Yeah, we'll see. Yo, Henry, I thought you were live. What's going on, Henry? I thought you were live. Yo, I was just showing off your Rayquaza tattoo because of course, we are talking Rayquaza today, right? We are talking Rayquaza. And I was showing it's gone now. I had the Instagram here open, and I was talking about how ballsy it was for you to get that tap, but at the same time, talking about how many people love Rayquaza and how much they love Rayquaza, like insane, insane. But yeah, this is gonna be. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I was on Instagram. I was just there. I was just on it. I was just showing it. And like I said, I mean, it's ballsy. I mean, I don't know anyone else that would have done it. I was just showing it. I was just on your page. I don't know anyone else that would have done it, but you did it. I mean, it's your favorite Pokemon, and I don't know why. Something that I didn't mention before because it wasn't relevant. It looks like it hurts, bro. Like a head tattoo on the skull looks like it hurts. There was a guy around here. It was a random person, and I said something to him because he had a tattoo right here, and it said something like mind, and then it had a bar over pain. And then I was like, yo, that must have hurt. And he's like, yes. And it was ironic that it said mind slash pain. And it's like supposed to be like him being stronger than the pain. But yeah, it hurt. It clearly hurt. But yeah. So yeah, Rayquaza is gonna go crazy, guys, of course. I mean, everybody knows. But where you took advantage of the opportunity is the next question. Like, I'm pretty sure most of you guys can find some gradable random Rayquaza cards in your collection somewhere that are sitting there doing nothing. Honestly, guys, depending on how long you've been here, you might have some Rayquaza GX's full art. You may have the Roaring Skies Rayquaza. Um, but then you even have some of the Crown Zenith Rayquazas, right? Just all those cards are moving, right? Where's the Crown Zenith one? It's really cheap, right? Evolving Crown Zenith Rayquaza, even this evolving one that's really cheap. Looking at them here, like I was telling you guys, the PSA 10 values. Oh, wait. I have a high pain tolerance. Yeah, not everybody has the same. Like I have a chest tat. The chest tattoo that I had hurt a lot. I'm not even gonna lie. Everybody's pain tolerance is definitely different. There was a guy getting a full sleeve done on the next chair, and the guy was literally sleeping. In that whole time that I was there, I hated that guy. But yeah, Ray is getting its final leg up currently. Yeah, I mean, what do we have now? When is the Rayquaza coming out? In November? I think I think it's going to be going up until the set comes out. I think people are going to keep. First off, the people who do own a lot of those singles are going to keep trying to pump the cards, and they're going to keep listing them for higher and higher. And I promise you, as it always happens, there's going to be people just FOMOing into Rayquaza like they FOMO into everything else, and they're gonna then establish a new floor, a new high. Like it's just going to keep going until the set comes out. I don't doubt that one bit. Look up the Korean stepped Rayquaza on eBay. Korean stamped Rayquaza. Korean stamped Rayquaza. Oops. Oops. Which one in particular? I wrote stamped, and none of these are stamped. I love that. This one? Is this what you're talking about? $140. What are you talking about? That's nuts. This can't be it. Is this the one you're talking about? Show the chest tattoo. Okay, I'll look up a picture real quick. I'll look up a picture. It is definitely not a Pokemon, but I do like where are we? I do like animals, so like I want to get a full sleeve done. I want it to go into my arm and get a few other things. I want to get a harpy eagle. I want to get a wolf. And where's my tattoo? I gotta find it. Just give me a second, guys. Now that Henry said this, I gotta find this thing. Uh, all right, guys. Don't flag my freaking stream, all right? You will see some nipple. It's part of the it's part of the tat. All right. It's my chest. Here we go. Don't get freaky, guys, okay? And that's my chest tat. Which it came out amazing. I love it. I came out amazing. But it definitely hurt. There was a lot of like shading going on. So oh, that is it. That is the Korean card. That's crazy. Why? Just because of the stamp. Just because of the stamp? That's nuts. That's crazy. My son has a full back tat. The back tattoos I heard hurt a lot. A lot. Yeah, November 6th for that. So yeah, we have time till November. The cards are still gonna run. I'm back and I'm scared of needles. Are you serious or you're joking? I know some people actually have a fear of that, like a crazy fear. Flex on us. Gio, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for stopping by. No pause. Oh my gosh. What are your thoughts about Prismatic Umbreon PSA 10 long-term hold? I think that we're going to continue to see its growth until it goes out of print for a little while. I think you're really going to have to try to determine that when we go into that bear market. Just like if you look at the Moonbreon, and as we all know, it was really after the bear market and we got into the new hype cycle that it really had its growth, right? But I think, you know, I don't know if it's a hot take or not, but I think that the Moonbreon, sorry, I don't know. People call it the Sunbreon. It's not even a sun, it's a moon, but whatever. The Sunbreon, I think being that it's harder to pull, it's harder to gem, and on top of it just being a beautiful card, I think that it's going to do much better than the Moonbreon, to be honest. I understand that the Moonbreon was the grail, for example, of like Sword and Shield, but I think that this card is going to do better, to be honest. The card will double because of gem rate. Yeah, I just think that it's going to do well. Gem rate, trying to pull the card, like, and then just like evolving, you know, Prismatic is it hasn't rotated out and it's already crazy expensive. So it's so crazy. It hasn't rotated out. It's already getting expensive. Less and less people are going to want to open Prismatic for the value. It's going to be tough. So You at some point you're gonna see less and less prismatic getting ripped, just like you did with evolving, but it's gonna happen much faster than evolving because of how fast it's appreciating and growing in value. Unless we get, I don't know, unless something happens and people just start selling off all their prismatic. Wait till the next Umbreon set drops, then it would be a good time to sell. Yeah, probably. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Nice Jaguar. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. It's funny, not everybody recognizes it's a jaguar. Some people thought it was like I don't know, a leopard. I don't know what, or a cheetah. I'm like, no, man, it's a jaguar. 100%. Yeah, I love my chest tat. Jay, I did not do tats, but I have a fraternity brand. Whoa, that yeah, that must have hurt. I'm not even trying that. I'm not even trying that. Yeah, Gio, no problem, man. Listen, at the end of the day, it's really all speculation. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows what's gonna happen in the long term or even the short term, you know? You know, what happens if something catastrophic happens in the country? The last thing people are gonna be thinking about is Pokemon, you know what I mean? Matter of fact, everybody's gonna dump it all to try to get cash to just make sure their family's okay, you know? So you never know what's gonna happen. But we all speculate. Pokemon, of course, is the biggest IP in the country, or I think in the world. Um, and we all have that much. We have confidence in it because of things like that. And of course, the market itself has shown us that the whole market, the entire market, has confidence in it. So, but yeah, man, no problem. The most painful tattoo was my hand. Really? I mean, actually, it makes sense. It's all bone on the top side of your hand. Whoa. Sorry, I went too far down. If a market crash were to happen, you think it'll get hit? I mean, singles usually are the first things to tank. They fluctuate the most. Um, but in reality, if you have a card that was really valuable or you spent a lot of money on, I don't know if you're grading or if you bought the card, but if you were to have bought the card, right? And now you're in a bear market and it has tanked, your best option is to hold till the next bull market. There's no sense in you selling at that point, honestly. Bust down prismatic stuff and grade packs could be a play. And grade packs, yeah, possibly. I never even thought about that. When the bear market happens, S tier sets will be the last to fall. Yeah, for sure. That's how it's always going to be. But when it comes to singles, though, that a lot they like all drop like rapidly. Um, but then at the same time, especially with what's happened in the last 2 years, I think that a lot of people are going to swoop in and just take the bear market as an opportunity. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Full hand Mexican sugar skull for my grandparents that passed. Shit swelled up like a cartoon for a few. Yeah, that's gotta be. I just thought about it, right? Because that you don't think about the hand unless you're going to tattoo your hand, which I didn't think about it. And then I thought about it. It's all bone on the top side of your hand, which is where you get your tattoos for the hand, at least. That makes sense. I'm liquidating a lot of my slabs, but 3 I don't want to sell is my Umbi PSA 10, Ray from Evil Skies, and my Pika Zek Tag Team promo. I mean, listen, part of the hobby is that, right? Most people that are here actually like love Pokemon, grew up with Pokemon, and if you don't want to sell, you don't have to, bro. I wouldn't even worry about it, to be honest. You know, it's not a thing where you have to sell everything you have just because it has value. We have 2 of the prismatic SIRs here, right? Actually, I'm lying, we have 3, but I don't even acknowledge it because it's the Iron Crown, which is probably the cheapest SIR there. But we also have the Jolteon and the Sylveon here, and my fiance already said she does not want to sell it. Right? We've had a hard time getting those pulls overall, and so there's like an attachment there, right? Like they're really hard to pull, and we've been really unlucky with prismatic. And I think my fiance wants to pull them all, so there will be more ripping of prismatic, and so we're not going to sell them. And like I said, it's part of the hobby, Like we also have a Bubble Mew. I'm not selling it. I love the card. I pulled it myself. Not selling it. And it's nothing to like to worry about, to be concerned with, right? You can go out, and I'm just showing this stack again. This is the stack. This is just all right. You know what? Real quick, real quick. If I can pick these cards to grade, right? Not saying that every single card came out to be grade worthy, but the majority, the large majority of cards that I bought to grade on eBay in the past 3 weeks, in the past 3 weeks, and what you'll accumulate in, I don't know, look at how much time we're gonna have. Think about how much time we're gonna have until PSA opens back up. You can make so much money on grading cards, flipping cards, and it doesn't have to be you giving up your favorite cards. Right, at the end of the day, even though this channel is investing, right, we're collectors. You know what I'm saying? We're collectors, and if there's something that you actually like, that you love, you don't have to sell it. There's so many opportunities, and so many other things that you probably won't even like. Jaguar print was my sister's favorite animal. She passed 5 years ago. Feeling the rest of my sleeve with that style animal print for her. That's sick. That's sick, man. And I'm sorry about your sister, but it's pretty cool that you're doing something in her memory. My brother passed in February, and I'm trying to think of something to get for him. His name was Leonardo. We all called him Leo though, and he was also a Leo. So I was thinking about getting something that's related to like a lion somehow. And I almost considered tattooing Sogaleo on myself somewhere, but he wasn't a Pokemon guy. Anyways, I'm the Pokemon guy. But to me, it resembles a lion, and it's also something that I love. Um, so I considered it, but I don't know yet. But I do want to do something for my brother's passing as well. That's where there can be a bear market now or in the near future. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have one right now. I mean, some people think. I think so. I think moving the goalpost, it's almost like something that you have to do. I think it's the realistic thing to do, right? Everyone thought that when this anniversary came up, that was going to be the end of the bull market, and we were going to go into the bear market. But what no one knew was what was going to come around it, right? We didn't know Ascended Heroes was going to come. We didn't know this Rayquaza set was going to come. We didn't know we were going to have another Lucario set. We didn't know that Charizard from Phantasmal Flames was going to come. We didn't know that Pokemon was going to bring on so much good quality products, right? And so now you got to move the goalposts even further. Now no one believes we're going to get into a bear market after the 30th. Now a lot of people are starting to push it back to Gen 10, right? Are people going to like the Gen 10 starters? Is the start of a new generation going to be it? I think I saw retrospects. I was watching his last live. I was rewatching it because I wasn't there for the live, but he was talking about it. And he was saying that people weren't being bullish. That they were saying when the next generation comes around or the new era comes around, he's like he started saying something about the mega era coming around, and that the bull market continued. But I wouldn't consider that to be a point where Pokemon could have stopped, because uh the points where it mattered was when a new era came around, not when a new just block came around, right? This is the mega block, but it's not a new era. So the next era being Gen 10, where Pokemon starts hitting us with Pokemon that we don't recognize, and we're gonna have to get used to. And if they don't litter those sets with Pokemon that we like, it's possible that a lot of people will leave Pokemon again, creating a bear market. So, and what is that? Over a year from now, maybe? I think that might be next year, September. So we'll have to see. And then we'll also have to see, when those sets leak, like we always get leaks, right? We'll have to see what's actually in there to see what's gonna happen. Jay just sent you now my two graded packs of Evo Skies. Oh, you have two graded packs of Evo. You have two graded packs of Evo. I didn't know. Did you send them to me directly in the chat? Is there a chat? What is this guy? I'm actually gonna cry. I don't know what that is right there. Where'd you send them to me? You didn't. You didn't. You gotta let me know. Did you send them to me on Instagram? Um, I don't know where you sent that to me. Was it Instagram? I see I got a message on Instagram. Was that it? Yes. 10s? 8s. Did you grade these yourself? I mean, it would be a good idea to do the prismatic one, to be honest. It would be. And you have the 2 popular Pokemon. You're missing one. You're missing Rayquaza. Where's the Rayquaza one, man? That's one of the ones you need. That's pretty cool though. I'm selling my Phantasmal Flame Zard due to how high pop. If I ever get remorse, it's easy to find. It will be easy to find, but it won't be easy to buy. It's still a really expensive card. It is, listen, it is high pop, but at the same time, it's still one of the best Charizards we ever got. And that's not going to change no matter the population. Also, a lot of people ripped Phantasmal because of how cheap it was at the start. So, and people wanted that Charizard, and that's just really what it is. But listen, you're gonna realize gains. It's a very valuable card. You'll be happy to get that paycheck or the cash or the Zelle, whatever, however you get it. You'll be happy to get it. I'm just telling you what I think about the Zard, because you said something about the high pop. I don't think that's really gonna matter. But yeah, I think you're also gonna be happy when you get the money. Selling a lot of slabs right now, super liquid. Yeah, 100%. Everything's like right now, like it may not be the greatest time to buy until things keep pulling back even further, but everything's still selling, especially if you apply a little bit of a percentage. We've already seen so many gains percentage wise, right? It wouldn't hurt to be a little under market and just make the sale go that much faster, that much easier, and you're still up hundreds of percent, right? Omni Prismatic is my favorite card of all time. It is a nice card. I've never seen it in person though, I'll tell you that. But I hear that it looks amazing in person. I can't wait to pull my own, to be honest. My son incorporated his best friend's dog tag on his back tat. He committed suicide. Damn. Yeah, that's crazy. Sorry to hear. It's crazy. That's why I stress having these conversations where you're not doing well, when you're at your low point, which I talk to my fiance a lot about, like points where I was at my lowest, or if I am, it's important to talk because the mind is a really, really delicate thing. And sometimes when you're sitting alone, it's a really dangerous place to be in, so you're better off having a conversation, talking it out. Even though you think it's not doing well, or it won't do well just because you talk about it, it most likely does, just to release that and get that off your chest. Um, but yeah, man, I'm sorry to hear. That sucks. Yeah. You send them on IG. I just found, well, you saw I found them. I have the other 2 to send. I sent those as a test. Okay, got you. That's rough, Rev. Yeah. Men's Mental Health Month. Yeah, that's the one I really recognize. I don't care what anybody says. I'll die on that hill. Men's Mental Health Month. You don't see commercials about it. You don't see a spokesperson talking about it. You don't see anything, and we hold everything in as men for the most part. And it's so crazy that it doesn't get. I just it's nuts with all these people that have this stage to talk on, to speak on about any topic. The last thing they're talking about is Men's Mental Health Month. It doesn't even matter what athlete is it. Like this country is riddled with male athletes, and no one talks about something like this. Really rarely do you ever hear this right here. It's crazy. It's pretty crazy. But that's also for me. Like sometimes, like Pokemon is a great escape. If I'm ever having a hard time, I could dive into my Discord. I could dive into watching videos. I could dive into making a video, just looking up the market and just distract myself because sometimes you need that, man. I'm actually working on a sermon on mental health. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to be greatly appreciated by a lot of people. In all honesty, like I've had some really, really low moments, like really low, like not things that I really want to talk about exactly, like entirely, like my personal life, but I've had some pretty low moments, and it really doesn't get acknowledged enough at how hard things can get sometimes, and it can happen so quickly. It can happen like really quickly. It's opinions like that, Jay, why I enjoy your channel. I mean, listen, I'm a big believer that everyone has their right to their own opinion. And even if you don't agree with that person's opinion, you can still respect it. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not going to see eye to eye all the time. We're not the same people. We're never going to be the same. We're never going to like ever. We could relate with Pokemon so much. You like I like baseball. We could like the same things. We could like the same sports. You know, Pokemon, TV shows. Eventually, we're going to come across something that we don't see eye to eye, and it's okay. And I could easily, personally, I could easily see someone's see something from someone else's perspective and respect it. This is why, like, for example, like even with YouTube, I don't understand this like drama stuff with people. Like I don't understand why people come to my channel and complain about me buying up all the kids Pokemon cards. It's not like I go to another channel and complain to them about like them being dumb for ripping it because it has value. Like I don't understand that. And then the people don't know me enough to know that I actually rip as well because I actually enjoy it. But I also enjoy the fact that the things that I've grown up loving have value. Like that's pretty cool to me too. So, you know, everybody has their own opinion, but I can see from other people's perspectives. And I know for a fact that a lot of people cannot. A lot of people just simply can't. And it's not only with Pokemon, it's with an everyday life thing. They're not willing to even give that a chance. Right. So when I go to somebody's channel, like if I go to broke Pokemon's channel, or if I go to Henry Pokecorner's channel, or if I go to Alex's channel, they're all different perspectives, right? Henry Pokecorner's channel, a lot of them have been talking about appreciating the art. They're talking about artists, the drawings, the Pokemons. He did a live stream where he like was testing guys with their Pokemon knowledge. That's cool. Then Broke Pokemon talks about like us investors like kind of being a little crazy, being willing to put in so much money into Pokemon. He's not willing to, that it's all going to crash and we're all going to cry. I'm fine. Like I can still support you as a person. I think you're cool and you have that view, you have that opinion, you think that that's what's going to happen. That's fine. Why do I have to dislike you for that? You know? So it's weird, and I think a lot of times, I think people are just immature. I try to be well grounded. I mean, I've always been told that I'm well grounded, but I actually try to be well grounded. I don't like being too far. It's like with politics. I don't like to be too far left or too far right. To me, I don't even acknowledge left or right. It just what makes sense to me. If there's something that somebody's talking about, if it makes sense, it doesn't matter what side it comes from. So I don't know. It, I don't like that. That's I don't let things sway me from one side to the other like that. So a lot of my friends, a lot of my family is military. I always check in on them. My best friend went through a rough divorce several years back. I literally went to his house every day to check in. Gotta take care of your own. Yeah, 100%, 100%. And that's just simply what a good friend does. You know what I'm saying? Um, and it's definitely something that doesn't go unnoticed. The people who are in need, when somebody's there, you know, even if it's for a conversation, to have a meal, they recognize it. They always do, you know. Like opinions on perfect order long term. Oh my gosh. You know what? Listen, like I said before, and I will say this again, every set has something for someone. Even if every single set, even if every single card, sorry, isn't the greatest card in the world, right? And my greatest example, and it will forever be because I think some people are in denial, is Stratafable. Stratafable to me is a set that has cards that are actually nice, and people don't want to acknowledge it because of what's been said on the internet. I don't care what anybody says. For you to tell me that this is not a nice card, you're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. For you to tell me that this card is not a nice card, even if it's not your favorite Pokemon, this is actually a really nice art, and it's a really cute Pokemon, and like in the sense of the card itself, the style, um, really nice. This Houndoom is my favorite card in the set. This card is fire. This card is fire. Who's going to tell me this card isn't a well-drawn card, just a cool Pokemon? And then look, this card is another one that people forget is in here. A really cute card. Especially girls love this card. My girl loves this card as well. And all these cards that were not valuable before, look at them now. This person was max $40. It's 82. This Duskull was not even anywhere in the top of the list. It was like $13. This Houndoom was $30. This Horsey was 15. Look at where we are now. No one talks about Shrouded Fable, and they don't have to. But this is a great example. Every set has something for someone. So even a set as ugly as Perfect Order is, as ugly as a set of this, like even the logo looks ugly to me. It's got something for everyone, right? This Meowth, even though it looks like a full art, it is a nice card. The color pops. It's Meowth. It's a really popular Pokemon. It's a nice card, right? Clefairy, to me, is the best card in the set. Really nice card. And I can really limit myself there when it comes to cards that I like. The Dene is nice, and the Rowlet is nice. And after that, I mean, the Esper is decent. And I think for me, that's it. It's over. The Zygarde is a horrible card, in my opinion. This looks horrible to me. I would have easily gone with another art. Easily. But, you know, every set has something for someone. So the value of the Meowth, the Clefairy, what they're going to be in the long term is really what's up in question. So it may be valuable one day. It may be. Especially if people are ripping the set and there aren't that many. Like, for example, Stellar Crown is very valuable right now because it was scarce. Not because it's a deep set, not because it's the greatest set in the world, but it was scarce. Every set has something for someone. These two cards are well loved. This card, I have them both. We pulled them both, actually. This is a beautiful card, especially in hand. Amazing card. Amazing, amazing. Right? So I've said it a million times. Every set has something for someone. Do people want the top tier sets every single time? Of course. Of course. Just like everybody wants the best job, just like everybody wants the best car. But that's not realistic for everyone. So I don't go with that all the time. I look for opportunity where I can find it. That's just the way I do things. I actually work as a marketplace chaplain. I go into the workplace and make myself available. It's good for them and me. Yeah, that's great. I mean, listen, I'm no longer a construction worker. As of last year, October, I'm no longer a construction worker, but I was one for 10 years. I was a union plumber here in New York. And I'm still a plumber. I'm just no longer a construction worker. But the pressure that we dealt with every day, like if you didn't want to be at a job and already be sweating your ass off at 7:15 because you started at 7, that wasn't the place for you. If you didn't want the stress of pumping out work, physical labor, um, that wasn't a place for you. If you didn't want the stress of doing something correctly, because there's a lot of science that actually goes into it. There's a lot of math that goes into installing piping the correct way, the correct manner, with sizing, with pitch, you know, with reading blueprints. If you didn't want that pressure, that wasn't the place for you. If you did not want the foreman who is in charge of the job site and his deputies to be on your ass to finish something by a certain point, to then push you to finish something else every single day, with no day being a day where you could relax, it wasn't the place for you. And you were going to get ridiculed and you were going to get screamed at. There was pressure all the time, especially here in New York. There's no job security there. Even though it is a union job, no job security whatsoever. If somebody's best friend came along, you're fired. If somebody's family member came along, you're fired. If you cost them money, you're fired for sure. A lot of pressure, you know. And there have been stories of where, you know, we have when you go through the apprenticeship, every year you have to go through the I think it's called the armed shooter training, where you have to watch a video and discuss like what to do if somebody came into a job site and they had a gun with the attempt to hurt people, you know, because it's happened here in New York. A foreman fired somebody, and the next day he came, and you know, of course, he did things that he shouldn't have done. I don't know what words I can or cannot say on YouTube. So, you know, and that's because the stress got to him, you know, and the guy had a family, he had a wife, he had a daughter. And then at the end of it all, you know, he finished himself off too, you know. So yeah, the brain is delicate. As much as people want to act tough all the time, the brain is delicate. You know, you've seen one of the craziest, most aggressive, brutal fighters in someone like Mike Tyson cry on camera, you know? If his brain can be delicate enough to cry on live television in front of millions, who are you to think that, you're not gonna be like that, the brain's just delicate, man. It is. So I appreciate that you do that, Rev. You're generally just an honest man. I'm honest to a fault. Some people don't like it, some people love it. That's just what it is. Grim, what's up, man? What is up? Every time I see your name, I remember about the PO box, and every time I forget about it later on. Like I have the intention of doing it, and I completely forget. I'm so sorry about that. You're relatable, and why people like you. I mean, I hope people enjoy watching my content, and I guess they have to like me for it. But I hope. I mean, I can't. Sadly, I can't make anybody like me, right? Some people, I don't know, man. They say weird things to me too. Some people don't like me for apparently no reason. They can't even really tell me why. Most people content move to the clicks. I have noticed most are not genuine. Yeah, I mean, that's what they're chasing. I mean, but I think that when it comes to something like this space, allowing people to just know you for who you are as opposed to just doing clickbait things, I think I hope at least that's how you will age well in the long run, right? Because at some point when the bear market comes around, my investing content is going to get no views. And that's just the truth of it. But hopefully, if people enjoy just talking to me and enjoy everything just everything that I want to do, like eventually, who knows? I might rip on this channel when the bear market comes around. I might have fun with ripping. I might have fun with different things Pokemon related. I will still continue talking about Pokemon investing. I will still talk about things that I will be picking up that I will be speculating on for the next hype cycle, but views will be down dramatically, and so will be less inclined to watch my videos. But hopefully they can understand who I am. They can see that I actually love Pokemon. For those that do love Pokemon like that, will still come around, and just enjoy having a conversation with me like we are now. I enjoy chatting with Broken Pokemon from time to time. Yeah, he's cool. He's a cool guy, man. He's pretty down to earth as well, from what I've noticed. So I do enjoy talking to him as well. Perfect Order could be a long-term sleeper because a Zygarde is a big part of the TV show and video. Yeah, I do know that. But Zygarde in the TV show is so much cooler, man. First off, it's a shiny Zygarde, right? You're talking about Horizons. If you're talking about Horizons, it's a shiny one, and the shiny version looks way cooler than the regular one. It's like white and like my lights, it's like white and that blue instead of black and green. The black is white, and then everything else is like this blue. It looks sick. It looks way cooler. Haters gonna hate. Show more about them. Chin up, fellas. Yeah, for sure. I don't let it phase me. I was in Broke Pokemon stream the other day, and I don't really exactly have anything personal against Team Rocket Joey, but he was in the chat trying to like mess with me. And Broke Pokemon started laughing because he saw that it didn't phase me. Especially like, and he thought about it and he was like, wait. He's like, damn, Jay, you growing up in New York, this must do nothing to you. And I'm like, no, like at all. What you deal with here growing up is a totally different story than I think most places. Like the environment is just totally different. Your good morning may not get a good morning in return. Your good morning to someone may get a foul response in return. You opening a door for someone and expecting a thank you is probably not going to happen. You know, your welcome might be received in an odd way because they're like, why are you saying you're welcome? So it is what it is. I don't let people who are haters hate, like bother me. But at the same time, I'm not here to hate anybody else either, so I don't do it. Karma, where are my Lost Origin packs? I didn't know if he was serious. I do have 5 of the acrylics left over. Actually, now that he's here, I don't know. I'm gonna do it anyway. Screw it. This guy, L Odyssey, which is normally Jay Estrema, he changed his name. Has like distro access, right? And he has access to TCGs as well, but there's no open access right now to Pokemon or One Piece. There's just too much demand. He's not able to just order you whatever. He does have other things available for Magic the Gathering if you want to contact him through the Discord. I don't care. I'm shilling him. I'm not even going to ask because it's going to help him. So he does have Magic the Gathering if you're into that. He also has these acrylics. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I get no money for this, guys, and I would not be mentioning this otherwise. And this is another thing. Yeah, he's cool as fuck. Yes. But I would not be talking about this if this were not to be true. These are the best acrylics I've ever had. Like the best. Quality wise, they look amazing. I usually look for acrylics that have the 6 magnets, like 3 on each side. And when I first pulled these out, I saw that they only had 2 on each side, and I got a little worried. And I thought they weren't going to be strong. But man, was I wrong? Was I wrong? I am holding this up by the lid. And these are heavy. This is an ETB acrylic, not a booster box acrylic. I'm holding it up by the lid, guys. And it is not coming off. That was not an exaggeration. That was me having to pull it off that hard. These are by far the best acrylics I've ever owned. They look amazing. I will say he has them by the case, and they come out to $17 shipped for the case. So the fee he'll give you, he will break it down for you. He will tell you what shipping cost is, what other fee there is. With that totaled together, $17 shipped for the best acrylics that I have ever had. $17 for an ETB acrylic is really cheap. Look anywhere else you want. This is distro pricing by the case, though. Okay? Amazing. Like, absolutely amazing. So, you know, he didn't ask me to do this. I just want you guys to know. I saw his name, and I was like, you know what? If this can help him succeed a little bit, I'll let him know, while at the same time actually being honest, talking about something that's actually worth buying. Because I'm telling you right now, I've bought acrylics where the magnets absolutely suck, and they're the same price as the good ones, right? And now this one is way cheaper than the good ones and better than any other one that I've ever had. So if you want to go on my Discord, he's there. You can contact him directly. Do not do it through here. It will not work because he can't talk to you directly through here. You can't have a personal conversation here, but you can come into the Discord and add him and move forward with that conversation there. So I know about investing because of my years. Most Pokemon people do not know the basics of investing. As you know, Uncle61, LOL. Yeah, I mean, I don't bring you onto the channel for no reason. You know, there's value in having you here as well. Like, yeah, you're cool, but at the same time, there's value. You know, and that's one of the things that I've said about my Discord, that people in my Discord actually have value to offer. You know, whether it's L Odyssey with actual experience, both selling singles, which we've been discussing as of late a lot, with having distro access and things like that. Then you have Rev, which knows about investing while also being really heavy into singles and slabs with grading. And then having somebody like Drunk in there, who is a store owner and lets us know what the market is like for him, right? He's been vending, he has a store, like an actual store, and what it's been doing as of late, especially. Just there's different people in there with different aspects in the hobby and different perspectives, but they all have something great to offer. And I'm very active in there myself. If you ever want to speak to me directly, I'm not hiding, guys. I'm there all the time. Perfect Order needs a promo like Shrouded. Yeah. It's just not great. The opinions on Shrouded would be different. Kingdra, and yes, if they were to say yes, it would be a little more different. Yes, but the set itself already has some pretty nice cards in it that are really underrated. Yeah, Shrouded promos clear most of Scarlet and Violet. I mean, there's a lot of good cards in Scarlet and Violet, though. A lot. That Houndoom is so peak. The Houndoom is amazing. I love that card. Yeah, the Shrouded Kingdra and Greninja will end up being the highest promos in Scarlet and Violet, except for Pokemon Center, and then being easy to gem. Yeah, 100%. I agree. Any advice on getting Japanese booster boxes? There are a ton on eBay for good prices, but I feel like half of them are fakes. You know, there's a thing, you know, the saying, if it's too good to be true, then it's probably too good to be true, right? I would personally prefer to go to the trusted sellers who probably will be a little more expensive, but you see that they have like 15,000 sales, 10,000 sales, even 8, 5, they're in the thousands. They're probably trustworthy, especially when it shows you the reviews, like the percentage. I just go with those regardless of their price because of that risk. And then if you do happen to go on Whatnot, and you can actually shop on Whatnot as well. People have listings there. You can search what you want and you click on shop and you can find what you want there. Now, the great thing about Whatnot is that it has sorry, it has amazing buyer protection. So, for example, I keep on trying to find a legit box for the surprise 151. This is a fake. Another fake. This is another fake that I bought from Whatnot. And I told them why it was a fake. I told I got after buying one fake, I already know how to tell what's fake with these or not with the Chinese. But once I explained why it's fake and how I know it's fake, it wasn't even a question. I got refunded. So they have amazing buyer protection. You can show them pictures and all that stuff, and that'll be that. But that's just one of the other places you can go to as well. Hey, I was wondering if 151 Pokemon Center ETBs or UPCs would still be worth investing into as someone who has no 151 product. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't have any of those. This is a thing too, right? Like, that's a big part of like this hobby, the fear of missing out. Because right now you're fearing missing out 151, even though it has already appreciated so much. I don't think you need to um necessarily have 151 to be successful in this hobby. And especially now, the entry points are so damn high. Like you're entering into 151 so late, and that's why I'm moving past it. This is why I'm not concerned with 151. Now, if there happens to be a bear market when you can find yourself way better opportunities than now, then it'd be a little bit better for me to say that I think it'd be a little bit better. Like it'd just be a little bit a much better position to be investing into 151. Even I would consider buying 151 in a bear market. But right now, I'm not picking up any 151 at all. If there was something to help for a 151, if you desperately wanted a 151, this is what I'd say right here. And this is where I'd go. And this is why I say it, guys. Like, there are so many sites out there. You use every site for whatever they're good at, whatever tool you need. I think it's worth. Right? This is priceperpack.net. I would go here to 151, and what I would do is try to get the best price per pack product out there, which seems to be the mini tins. And what I would do is aim for a sealed product, which would be this one, the Costco Scarlet and Violet 151 mini tin, the 5-pack. You get the packs there at $20 per pack, right? Where as in TCG player, if I'm correct, I think they're at a minimum of $25 per pack. And so that means every other item is just the price per pack is even higher. So where are the booster packs? Second page. So we're at $29 right now. But if you were to buy these, you'd be at $20 per pack. And then the Sam's Club one at 21. And as you keep moving through these tins, I would, like I said, I would recommend something sealed and these separate tins because of the art that's on them. Some of them are more expensive. And looking at other products, they go even higher, $25. The booster ball display case at 28. But now you're looking at something like the ETB or the UPC. That puts you at the UPC puts you at $66 per pack. It is a really, really cool box, though. Of course, it does have 3 promos, right? This is not considering the value of the 3 promos, but even those 3 promos still leave you at a really, really high price per pack. Then the Pokemon Center ETB puts you at $107 per pack. I don't know. I'm just looking at these things like this. I'm looking at entry points. I want the best entry point possible, and it also gives you where to buy these at as well. So I think that if you click here, it brings you right to the site, Double Infinity, right to the listing. It's sold out. It's sold out here. But yeah, that's the site I'd be using. At least you could see the product and what's worth buying. That's how I'd go about it. But yeah, it's just a really bad time to be trying to buy into 151. It's tough. Yes, Horizons. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Zygarde in there is fire. That white and like teal blue, it's way better than whatever we got on that card. Logan's acrylics, yeah, I've heard a lot because he's advertising himself with YouTubers, right? So Logan's acrylics are cool and all, but the magnet's strength is ass, bro. I'm telling you, I was so amazed with the quality of this acrylic. I had my fiance try to pull off the lid, and she had a hard time pulling it off. I'm telling you, it's and they look great, right? I mean, the acrylics overall, they're acrylic, they look great, but the quality of this one is just top tier. I have never, and I've bought a few different ones, and I've never had one as good as this one. Drunk. What is a sweet spot for singles and slabs when vending machines? What? Oh, when vending at shows. Okay. What's going on with this thing? One of my LGSs has direct Japanese contacts. He has Gem 3 boxes, and I've been ripping Gem 3. Oh, that's a new one. There's a new Captain Pikachu in there as well. If that's the one you're talking about. Yeah, contact. That's a new one, I believe. Talk a little about how you identified that 151 booster box is as a fake. What? Oh, this one. This one. So for the Chinese 151 surprise, first off, the plastic itself. So from right here, like I got so accustomed to it that even looking at it right here, I can tell it's fake by one thing: the plastic. The plastic is normally so soft that you see how it's like a little crimpled here. It's usually really crimpled all along the edges because of how soft the plastic is, and you could feel that this plastic is like it's not giving. Even when I rub it to the sides, like it's giving a little bit. Like there's, you see how there's a little bit of it of the crimping. No, the other ones are way soft, like extremely softer. Like even pulling on this, it's tougher, right? And then even though sometimes it's not the case, the side here, like it's almost like too straight. The other ones that are not fakes are like curved. Even though sometimes you could have a very straight line on the real ones, a lot of the times, like the constant straightness of these, it kind of is a giveaway of them being fakes. Also, I'm showing you this side because it's easier to tell. You don't have the little holes, the little weeping holes that all the other products have, even the English, right? Like if I show you, I'm gonna show you another Chinese box. Right, you guys saw me rip this box on stream. This gem. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see the holes. I'm gonna try. You guys saw me rip this box, right? If I get close, can you see the holes? Is it? It's not focusing. Hold on. Actually, you can't see the hole. The other side, right here. There's a hole right there beside the head. Can you see it? You should be able to see it because I see it on the camera. There's a little hole right next to the head. In the dark purple, it's harder to see, but there's holes. There's another hole on this side, right by the belly. But the holes, there's like a pattern in the holes, and it kind of goes like, right, like it goes up, down, up, down. All the English packs, or I mean, sorry, all the English sealed products have it. Your ETBs have it. I would assume the SPC plastic has it. They all have like those what do you call them? Like those perforated holes, like for it to like breathe. So for those, how many things did I mention there? Like 4? Yeah, that you could tell that the box is fake. There's also something about this, the way that the plastic seals. I think the other ones are also like, I forgot that if I had the image, I could show you, but it doesn't look like this. Like these are like too perfect. So yeah, if you look at these, like if you look at like the side that I was telling you guys, the side of the thing, look at that line. That's nowhere close to being to being straight. Look at that. Look at how it dips and then rises back up. You know, like even like the edge of this, look at how it's crimping. Look at how this plastic is like so soft. Look at it. Look at how easily it gives. And the other one, as I was showing you, you see how it's crimping all the way around. So that's how you can tell. Get 151 singles, not sealed. Singles are still very low, especially in Japanese. So in that last video where I was talking about, and I mentioned it even in the stream, what I want to be picking up is 151 singles and Evo Skies singles. Now Evo Skies is way more expensive. I would love to be focusing on that. Hopefully, I remember when we finally hit a bear market, right? But 151 singles, I think, are going to age really well. You know, we're still in the Scarlet and Violet, like, not era, but like mode, I guess, in a sense. All the sets haven't rotated out yet, even though we're in the Mega Block. And, you can't go wrong with Gen 1. You really cannot go wrong with Gen 1. So, 151 singles for me is the way to go. I am not going to be picking up sealed product. I've said it several times, and I mentioned it, like I said today. This is like the third time I'm mentioning it. 151 singles, I think, are worth picking up, honestly. When investing, entry point is everything. I've said it a million times, but some people just simply don't agree with me. No problem, Calvin, for sure. Anytime, man. Anytime you see me live, during the videos, even in the comment section, you can ask me questions. If you want to hop in the Discord, you're very welcome to hop in. Like I said, there are multiple people there that can answer questions and help, including myself. I'm always there. So, Gem 3, Gengar Cubone. Yes, this box. I need more of these. Actually. I haven't pulled the Gengar Cubone. I opened up another box on Henry Poke Corner stream, and man, I don't understand. I feel like I'm missing a box. I think I might have misplaced the box because I'm pretty sure I opened 3 and I had 2 more left, and I only see 1. I'll have to find it. But I pulled the same thing twice, and now that we're talking about that, I am gonna rip a box. You're right about the shrink wrap. The leaves on the trees also look kind of blurry. Leaves on the trees. I'm not. I think the box is legit. It's just a resealed, but I'm not 100% about that. I'm really not. I'm gonna buy Shroud of Fable ETB. That the Houndoom card looks sick. Yeah, I mean, you could just buy the single. If you buy the ETB, it doesn't mean that the single is gonna be in there. It should be clear. I'm not 100%. If the leaves don't look. They look kind of clear. Maybe the camera. It's like super focusing on me and I'm behind it. Looks kind of clear to me. I don't know. But yeah, hold on. I thought I had another one of these. What did I do with it? I think I misplaced the box as I was cleaning. I think I might have misplaced one of these boxes as I was cleaning because I was organizing. After I got this case of ETB acrylics, the case literally comes with 16 of them. So then I have 5 left. So that means 11 ETBs were without acrylics. And I was organizing stuff. I'm going to rip this while on stream, trying to get that Chinese mouse hold still. It's so funny. I was planning to talk about, what do you call it? I was here planning to talk about Rayquaza and the Rayquaza set and all that. And the last thing we spoke about, like we barely spoke about the Rayquaza set. Oh my God. Jay, the full art, the Rayquaza full art just sold on eBay in a 10 for $450. I'm not surprised. Like I said, they're going to keep running. They're going to keep running. The same way how, we just spoke to Calvin on, what was it, Calvin? Yeah, Calvin, about the 151, and how I feel like it's too late and people are technically still going to FOMO, like how he's technically FOMOing into 151. Yeah, people are going to FOMO and they're going to start buying up these cards, even though it's pretty late. Honestly, it's pretty late to be buying into Rayquaza cards right now, unless you can have like unless LGS like Revs is around you, because Rev for some reason has one of the best LGSs where they don't grade and they sell cards that are 10 worthy, and by me that doesn't exist. The English Mousehold in a 10 just topped 1.3K. That's nuts. That's how they evolved when you're talking about. I appreciate you zooming in for me. I have a couple of those boxes on the way from Whatnot. Oh, no problem, man. No problem. Actually, it sucks because are you talking about the 151 surprise box you have? Because I did get that one from Whatnot. And the Whatnot streamer tried to tell me that he doesn't sell fake boxes. Now, it doesn't matter to me that you don't sell fake boxes, but you sold me a fake box. So before I even contacted him, I wrote to support and they, I contacted them first, and then I let him know that he sold me a fake box, and then he said that he would never sell a fake box. Well, that's fine. Maybe you can't tell. I didn't say this to him, but the reality is that maybe you can't tell the difference as to why um, the box is fake and the person selling to you sold you a fake box. And at the end of the day, whether you had the intention or not, the box is fake, and I paid for it. So, I'm not gonna just let that go. No way. I would love to get that box. I know some people are holding the box. Some people at this point are kind of trying to invest into that box because of the Gengar in it. But for me, I kind of want to pull that Gengar, even though I know it's hard to pull. I was willing to buy several boxes, just as I did with these other Chinese ones, to be honest. Um, like right now, if I don't pull that Cubone at some point, I'm going to buy more. I will buy more. So, EX Reverum. But yeah, you got to be careful. The Chinese, especially the Chinese stuff. I don't know. I haven't experienced. I have not experienced. I'm sorry if that was in the mic. I have not experienced any fake Japanese cards in the past. I also don't buy much Japanese. I really don't. So that's not something that I've experienced. So I haven't looked into. I got a Gold Dengo full art. I hope. I think this might be one of my hits in the box. Kind of sucks. Kind of sucks. That's not what I want. Clearly, we want that mouse hold. Um, but yeah, anything you guys are looking into right now with all this stuff going on? I mean, anybody making deals? It was pretty cool that I spoke about um that deal I made for the Destined Rivals booster box case, and then the guy let me know he had another one, and I was able to hook somebody up in my Discord, which was pretty cool. And he got the same exact deal I got. I love trading with guys who want to trade. I traded an SIR Pikachu and got sweet stuff like a light plate Dark Machamp, First Ed, and a Blaine's Moltres. That's pretty sick. That Machamp is actually really, really good looking. I like that card so much. Plus other stuff and money was a great trade. That's sick. Still buying SPCs under 3. Damn. So what? You're buying them? You must be buying them in person, locally, probably. And that's the only way I see you making those deals. I'm buying them at 300. Yeah, I mean, listen, not everybody's gonna have that same opportunity, right? So, like, if anybody here, if anybody here does watch Pokechuck, it's been kind of funny because as of late, well, he used to tell you, oh, you could still find Surgeon Sparks locally for $220 to $230. After I said it a few times in his stream, and I told him, your Facebook Marketplace does not matter because not everybody's Facebook Marketplace is going to be the same. Locally, I don't have, and I got this guy again. Gosh, yeah, I think I'm cooked. I think I'm cooked. I got him again. I think I'm cooked. Man, I think I'm just gonna open the other one because wow, I have another one of these, the same Goldingo one for the mousehold. Holy smokes! I got that Knackley again. But yeah, Pokechuck would mention that, and after a few times of me going into his stream telling him that it doesn't matter because everybody's spot is different, I kept telling him about what was available in New York, and he thought he was going to prove me wrong. And during the live stream, he went onto Facebook and looked up Pokemon in New York, and he looked up for Surging, and he saw nothing under $300. Now, if you watch his video, he mentions, that not being a thing no more, basically. Oh my gosh, that's a pretty nice Eevee, though. That's a pretty cool looking Eevee. Man, these hits are, I don't even think it's worth ripping it and showing it to you guys because, Lord, I'm not even going to show it because I'm pretty sure I pulled everything I wanted to pull. Wow, my niece will probably like this card. Right, babe? Here, hold it for her. Let's see. I'm buying them at 300. Just picked up a Destin Rivals booster for 5. That's exactly. So that's the deal that I got for the guy in my Discord. It was a booster box case, sealed at 500 a box, which was kind of fire. I got one myself. It's still not even here yet. It's on the way. Yeah, Sunday afternoon card show. That's sick. I don't even go in the show no more. Bring it out to me, Chief. Listen, he wants the money. And I said this before. The person with the money is the person with the power at the end of the day. Everybody wants to liquidate at all times. These vendors are only looking to really liquidate because they're into this stuff big, and so they you want to make money, come get it. It's really what it is. It's really what it comes down to. You know what? I think I'm wrong. I think I might have ripped 4 of those Gem 3 boxes. I need more because I need that Cubone. Rev, how much are you getting those boxes for? If you're saying this guy's legit, I would rather get them to you, and I'll pay your shipping fee or whatever you need. But I think I'd rather get them through you so that I could have another legit box. I did get these from Whatnot. These Gem 3 ones were legit. The Gem 3 ones, and but the guy he ran out. So I used to watch him. He's off way too much. Off with what? What did you notice he was off with exactly? Boss moves only. My play lately was buying up Stellar Crown, but main distro still has their Pokemon turned off. Yeah, crazy. Stellar Crown is one of those that there isn't much of. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a stacked set, but there just isn't much product out there for Stellar Crown. I've been hustling on Facebook Marketplace. Sometimes it's the average mom and dad that give you away on the market. Yeah, that's true too. Some people that just aren't trying to like hassle and just trying to be greedy. And that's what the market really is. That's kind of aggravating because some people are just way too greedy. They're not willing to give up that little percentage, right? When even though they're up like hundreds of percent, like those are the people that I'm like, yeah, you're cooked. Been picking up Prismatic ETB for 140 and bundles for 80. 140 is not bad for the ETBs. That's $40 on their current market. I haven't seen a 140 ETB listing in a good while now. That's not bad. Where do you live? He got them for 70. I think I will check what you said about cost of products. What do you mean? Oh, like expensive things, you mean? Is that what you're talking about? Like buying things that are, or even talking about things that are way too expensive where people can't actually afford them? Is that what you mean? Yeah, I'm opening this other box for the mouse hold for the Goldengo. I'm opening it. Look, babe, I got this thing again. The full art is new, but I got that damn Knackley again. Can't believe it. SoCal near Long Beach. Okay. I'm surprised. SoCal is expensive, isn't it? I'm surprised people are like willing to settle. He said your prices is off. That's what I meant. Yeah. I mean, there is no debating the numbers, right? When you go look at the market here in New York, is that what you're talking about? My Surgeon Sparks conversation. I don't know. I don't know exactly what it is that you are talking about exactly. All right. Hopefully this mouse hole is here. I'm hoping this thing is here. I am willing to give up trying to pull this mouse hold. I'm not gonna lie, because it's only one card in there. Trying to chase one card in Chinese sets is not the easiest thing in the world. And mouse hold is not exactly my favorite Pokemon. It is a cool Pokemon, I think, and I think the card is actually nice. I'm just gonna do them in hand here and see if I can pull something while not putting it in everybody's face. 100%. A lot of people think that their vendor is asking for full market, asking for 80% in their favor. I'm like, yeah, I don't do that. If they tell me that, if anybody ever tells me that, the response is probably going to be a funny one for me. The response is probably going to be like, yeah, I trade at 80% too. So I guess your 80% equals my 80%. We're even. I'm not giving you some kind of like advantageous situation. If you don't want to trade your product away, I'm not trading. Like you're not a vendor, bro. You're avoiding all kinds of fees. You're not paying any taxes. There's no way that you think that I'm going to allow you to just simply take advantage of me because we're trading something. No, we trade equal value or we don't, and that's that. That's just me though. But you know what it is as well, that some people are, oh, I got something different. It's not, and it's not what I'm looking for, but we got something. The Pidgeot from Obsidian Flames. All right, better than what I got before. Here you go, baby. My girl smiles. Just funny. Yeah, I don't do that. I'll pay market price. Well, we could work out a deal, but the last thing I'm going to do is give you something like an advantage or something advantageous when it comes to trading. It's not happening. People just simply trying to get over on you, you know, and I'm not for it. I'm not for it at all. You know. Now, SoCal is flooded. Tons of Targets, Walmart, Costco, all in a short area. I'm from Anaheim, Fullerton area. Moved to Utah about 4 years ago. I always check the area on Facebook to see what's around. Nice. That's not bad, man. You know, in New York, we have a few like there are Targets, but they're not like all in the same areas, and also there's so many people here that the amount of people that will go to those Targets, like you're going to be limited at as to how many you're going to be able to pick up. It's just not available like that. That's why I don't trail my homeboy, because he does that shit. Well, he ain't your homeboy if he does that shit. He is not your homeboy if he does that shit, Ty. I'm sorry, brother. That's not something that a homeboy does to somebody else. Uh, do your research. What are your top 5 value plays for Rayquaza? For value buyers. Got you. A few sets left to rip, and I got you. Mom and sister are still there. Plan to soup some stuff up when I go in August. Nice. I mean, listen, if you can take advantage of just being in a different area, I'd do the same. You know, you could even look up things on Facebook and just make deals before you get there as well. You know what I mean? Because, you know, depending on where you are, like me being here, you know, oh, another hit. Another hit, not a valuable one either. Again, not the exclusive that we're looking for, but the Palafin from Obsidian Flames as well. At least I didn't pull this one in English. I already had the Pidgeot. Here you go, babe. No mouse hold though. I bought his sealed collection for 80% instead of trading for it. Oh, he sold it to you for 80%. Oh, that's fine. I thought you were saying he was trading you. Yeah, but that's different. The reason why it's different is because you have to come up with a large amount of money to buy up a collection at 80%. Now, depending on the size of the collection, depending on the products that are in the collection, some people will not let you buy at 80%. Like if I'm giving you all the top tier products, I probably wouldn't sell at 80% because they're top tier items and they're desirable. There's more demand for them, so that percentage can change. And like I said, once again, depending on the size of the collection, if it's not a big collection, it'll be harder to buy at 80% for anyone. But yeah, here in Philly, Targets are always sold out, and Facebook Marketplace sucks. Yeah, I'm not surprised. That's what I'm saying. Depending on your area, it's very, very different. Pokechuck is from Georgia, and for him, he gets to buy things really, really cheap. Facebook. Oh my god. Oh no, I thought you said Facebook. Yeah, 80%. CS Sky promo, both VMAX from Evolving Skies, Crown Zenith, and of course the full art from Evolving Skies are mine. I did mention to you before that I did buy a bunch of those Crown Zenith promos randomly, like last year for like $2 to $3 a piece. But you do see value buys here. If you simply are looking on price charting, like I was saying, and you look at this list, you're going to see value buys. So these are the raw prices. And what's funny is that CN Sky promo used to be like $3. On average, it's selling for almost $10 on eBay. And this is the one he's talking about. And selling for how much in the 10? $338 in the 10 for this. Rayquaza that nobody wanted. A Rayquaza nobody wanted. I think I bought like 10 of them or 15 for like $2 to $3 a pop. This one here is also a value buy from Crown Zenith because it was really easy to pull. The Rayquaza VMAX. It's very in line with the ones that he just mentioned. And then you could look at these other ones like this Rayquaza, but you could already see that it says BW. That's from the black and white era. This is not going to be easy to find in a good condition, even though ungraded is cheap. It's because most of them are not in good condition, and that's why it is $3,700 in the 10. Right. So you have others. You have to also consider when or from where you're getting these, right? So the Blue Stream one is the equivalent of like Evolving Skies. That's $101, and a 10 is Japanese. Let's see. Evolving Skies, even these Vs have grown in value. $2 per and $107 in a PSA 10. These were not valuable at all before. And now they're selling for $100. Let's see. Are these hollows selling for anything at all? Let's see if they are. $74 for just a regular hollow red for Mercedes. Holy smokes. But yeah, those are the ones I was looking at with the promo as well. This one, I already had some of these actually. And the other Evolving Skies one is this one at $196 in a 10, $13 ungraded. Looks like the Crown Zenith one, also a value buy. Another VMAX card. The full art that he's talking about would have been somewhat closer down here, but it's so much more expensive now. It's not even close. So once again, XY, Sword and Shield promo right here. Looking at something that's more relevant. Right, being a Black Star promo makes a big deal. Even though it's a V card like the other one, it's much cheaper, but it's $902 for this one in a 10. But it is a Sword and Shield promo, so you can find that one at least. So those are the things to look at. Like, yeah, there are value buys here, but consider the era that we're in for you to be able to grade. Roaring Skies, like some of these are a little harder to find. Vivid Voltage, the amazing rare, is going to be much easier to find. It's sitting at $218, but it has been moving. Like, it has really risen. It got to that high point of 186, back down, and now we're back over 200. So this card has been moving. Another value buy there at Vivid. What else? And now you start to realize that we're looking at all older Rayquazas, all much older Rayquazas. And then you get to this Rayquaza that's from Evolving Skies. It says $50 ungraded, but if you look at the ungraded sales as of late, they're climbing 60, 75, 55 and all that. And they're harder to find. Near mint English. Let's see what this even looks like. See the original listing when it comes up. Why did this go to TCG Player? That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, it's showing that it's sold. Why is it showing? No. eBay only. Sorry. $55. 55. Was this a gradable copy? See original listing. I'm pretty sure I saw this. The top border is thicker than that border. And this border is smaller than this one, of course, because the top border is thick. So like me, like, even though I see these opportunities, I'm looking past them. Personally, I want cards that can grade a 10, or that I think can grade a 10. I can already see from the start that this is not going to grade a 10, so I wouldn't buy it. That's just me. So this is what I'm saying. This is what you have available right now. Everything, even though they are near mint, this is what's available. Look at how off center this is. You don't even have to zoom in. And for that reason, I've given up on Rayquaza. I really have. You know? Next one. Bottom border thicker than the left border, so it's already off. You can tell there. Right border, it's right heavy. Yeah, once again, this is what's left. This is why I'm not searching it. But that was one of your value buys at some point. It's just really tough right now to look for Rayquaza singles and find success, for me at least, looking for a gradable copy. You will find the other promos as well, like this one, in good condition sometimes. They're really, really hard to find, though. Like this one right here. Really hard to find. Really good in Nintendo. Ungraded. We're seeing here that they're rising. There's a sale at 50. And all these other ones are probably not in good condition, being at $35 and $34, you know, but they're really, really hard to find. Like in good condition, well-centered. Like this guy, look at this border. You can tell this was too thin, means that the right side is too heavy. Once again, same situation, you know. Trying to find plays here and there, but it's tough. It's tough. You know, like I said before, people have been picking up singles for the last over a year, actually. A lot of cards here that I would like, that I could have picked up at some point. Like even this card right here is nice. 5,000 and a 10, hollow rare, pop one. It can get tough. Yo, Amazon 140 prismatic ETB. You're welcome. Really? Let's see. Where is that? I did get the notification 7 minutes ago from Twitter. I bet that's gone though. It's got to be gone. No, yeah, they're back to 180. It's gone. That stuff is gone instantly. You're welcome. That stuff is gone instantly. This will help people new. Jay, do the same. Oh, Roger sold for 100 with shipping. JC, do the same. What are you talking about? Which one exactly? Tell me which one in particular you're talking about. Which Ray? Ooh. Wow. I'm getting tired. I have noticed a market shift locally More people are trying to sell me their sealed and singles, but they don't accept my offers as they're looking for higher numbers, people looking for their gains. Do you know what's this is what's insane? They're even with them selling at a percentage, they still they're still realizing gains. The amount of appreciation we've had in the last almost 2 years is absolutely insane. There's like no one out there that hasn't had their sealed collection appreciate. No one. It's pretty crazy, especially if it's a large collection. Like, how many people are going to be able to afford to dish out that kind of money? And people think that it's just that easy. Like it's not. Are there singles gradable? Oh, talking drunk. What are the main websites you buy your product from online? eBay, because eBay is the only place that has images. So I will go, like I was showing before, I will go to eBay. Oh, sorry. You're talking about sealed. I think you're talking about sealed. So, I mean, Pokemon Center drops their drop every time, and I try to hit it every time. I also buy from eBay because of pictures. If I want like a good quality box that isn't like damaged, I will shop eBay. Of course, if there's somebody that I know that contacts me, like the person who I put in contact with the other person in my Discord, I will buy like that. Now, when it comes to websites, for example, there are many though, like so many good websites out there. Um, let's see. I think I had one. I had one bookmarked. Um, Flipside, for example, seems to be a decent site. They have pre-orders on here, which is pretty cool. This is Magic, of course. All this stuff. 135. Is this good? Is he here? Is Odyssey still here? I want to know if this is good. Pre-ordering play boosters for 135. How good is that? Is that like market? I don't know. But like for example, like they have the pre-order for Series 2, it's at $60. This was actually available before and it was cheaper. You have a sealed case at 353. I think they changed their numbers. They had pre-orders for other things here before that were actually decently priced, like Pitch Black. And now I think after they relisted, things are more expensive, but they're okay. I mean, then you go to what's that site? 718? No, 763. I think 763 collectibles. Yeah, these guys are good as well. They have their pre-orders often. Usually something around here. They have pretty good like pre-orders, like MSRP type stuff. And then you try to catch it when they do drop. They do have other items, of course, but these are all market. These are all market. So I don't really buy from here either on this part. What else is good? Of course, Target and Best Buy and Walmart. People trying to get MSRP is of course something that people try to do all the time. What else? Hobbiesville, right? Hobbiesville sometimes has good opportunities. Pre-orders. Do they have anything available right now? Anything available? Yu-Gi-Oh! I wonder how Yu-Gi-Oh's doing after all that talk that they got. Uh, they got Perfect Order for $193. That's under market. What else? These are all out of stock. I guess the lower we go, the older the things get, so they're out of stock. So damn, I do want one of these though. Naruto, the new TCG that's coming out. I think it's gonna be like a really good playable one. We'll have to see what happens. Let's see, Hobbiesville, booster boxes have Pitch Black for 101 in Japanese. That's the cheapest I've seen it so far. Um, I don't know why in that other listing they had Perfect Order for 193. I I just click over and buy from there. So it just depends. You got to look around. Different opportunities different places. What else? Hills, right? What's the website for Hills? Is it Hills Gaming? I don't know what it's called. Hills Wholesale Gaming. There you go. So then Hills, even though this website looks a little weird, uh, go over to Pokemon, and then they have everything that they have listed for Pokemon here. Sometimes things seem a little expensive, but they do have older stuff here too, right? Like look, Pokemon 2010. Of course, it's $2,500, right? But you scroll and you look for and it's in alphabetical order. So you look for the affordable things. Sorry, the newer things, which are going to be more affordable. Ascended Heroes, a case of Ascended Heroes. They have it for 2,000. I think they don't charge tax though. I'm not sure, and I think shipping might be free. I'm not sure, but you'll see your stuff here. Chaos Rising 240 for a box. Pitch Black booster box market right now on TCG Player is 270. They've got it for 240. You know, got to look around. But like those are just several sites. It's you gotta shop around really. And I really can't even remember everything right now, to be honest, like every single site. I posted it like 7 minutes ago. I was able to add it, but I realized I spent too much in May. I'm happy with my prismatic stash. Yeah, sometimes it's fine. You know, like I said, there's gonna be so many plays out there with different sets. It's fine. Our light played too much. One guy had a Rayquaza today from forever ago. It was damaged. Turned down my offer. People's money goals are hot. Yeah, they're greedy, is what it is. There is going to be an Ascended Heroes 10 coming up. 100%. Was that on that list? Was that on that list? But there is going to be the 10 coming. I just realized that. Was that on that list? Ascended. No, pin. No, it's a mini. I saw 10 somewhere. It's the mini tins. It's the mini tins. But yeah, there is going to be. There is definitely going to be that. I think Sleeping Eevee from Prismatic Pokemon Center Slabs is a play debating on the pulling the trick. I think that even right now, the value for it is not like through the roof. I think it's going to perform at some point. You know, it is Eevee. People love sleeping Pokemon. They always perform well, but just as always, it's never going to change. People, when they have something available in abundance, they don't care for it as much. It's when things are like, going out of stock, and they realize they're no longer going to have the opportunity to obtain it, is when they start trying to FOMO into things. So if you feel like that's going to be a play, then make it. I'm telling you now that this is what people do all the time. When everything's sitting around, they don't think to themselves, let me buy it now. They wait till it's running out, and then they all start running for it. But all right, guys, I am definitely getting tired. I've yawned. I don't even know how many times now, and I'm getting close to yawning again. So I think it's time to end the stream there. I had a lot of fun. We're getting close to 3 hours on the stream. It's 2 hours and 48 minutes. I appreciate you guys that are still here. Once again, the Discord is in the description. For those of you that do want to join, you're very welcome to join there. And yeah, just thank you for being here. If you haven't already subscribed, like the stream, and I will catch you guys on the next one. I appreciate all you guys. As always, I'll see you guys on the next one. Stay safe out there. Peace. What? Right before I go, people just want pricey stuff. LOL. I had to explain to a guy why he should buy the MSRP Chaos Rising booster box on my shelf today. Yeah, exactly. Don't worry. One day that Chaos Rising box will not be MSRP, and he will regret it. If I could, I'd buy it from you. Honestly, I'd buy it from you and rip it. Me, because I already bought some at at market to not rip. So I definitely support your store if I could. But yeah, guys, take care. Once again, thanks for being here. Peace.